tell you what chance you have. You have no chance. If you had a chance, you need to run lickety split. Because you can't run because you're the baddest. Well, Ric Flair, you know what? I'm not a normal looking athlete myself. You know what I'm talking about? I've been in the gyms alive. It's a privilege and an honor to walk out with Ole Anderson, Lex Luger, and the Arm of all night.
I am not a happy camper. What is Bully Ray's motivation? No, I know he loves sugar. But I check my pocket. I don't have no donuts. I don't have no cheeseburger. I know you love sugar, but I ain't got none.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here in Nashville, Tennessee, pal. I'm the man.
Booking a match for the total package Lex Luger and Super Brawl. Super Saturday? What is it? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
Super Bowl Saturday.
Super Brawl Saturday?
You don't lose faith in winners. And Ric Flair, day in and day out, every day of his life, just keeps winning and winning and winning.
Ric Flair! New York City, Ric Flair! You're gonna find out what hard is all about! I do exactly what I want to do. You say I'm insane. I say thank you very much.
Make a good lucha.
I hate God!
Hit the deck! Yes! We love you, Scott Steiner!
Today, woo, I've got the star and profile like never before.
You guys talk about being students of the game. I am the game, JR.
Is this Karrion Kross's music?
I was about to say it's like big 1998, like jobber vibes.
I was expecting the Terminator to come out. The Terminator.
That guy that Perry Saturn beat up that one time, it seems like that would be his theme song, like Mike Graham or whatever, Mike Bell.
Mike Bell. Anyway, what is going on, everybody? You got Friday night right here. We are the Dirt Sheet Dudes. I am Boxman. Thanks for joining us tonight. I have not done any shots tonight. I do have some beers, so I will not be ending the show early tonight either, even though I have to get up at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. I'll be fine. And across from me, always the smarkiest of always, it is the man, the myth, the legend. It is Smark Wahlberg. How are you doing tonight, sir?
You got it. Happy Friday the 13th, good sir.
Yes, sir. It's also the first night of Rampage. And we do have it playing up on the screen. We know what's going on. We are watching with you. So we'll still be talking, some news and stuff. But if something happens, we'll go ahead and stop. And, we can talk about the show that's going on a little bit, too. It's only a 1 hour show.
I know you're a little bit behind me, but on my feed, the match has concluded. The old opening match, Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega.
Oh, I just saw a little low blow happen there. That was a low blow. The Bucks. The Bucks are coming down.
Those dastardly fans.
Those dastardly young-looking Bucks. Damn them. All right, well, wait for the finish. I'll wait for the finish of this match. I'm a good little part behind you. Oh no. They didn't. Did they gave it to Christian?
They did.
Dude, we said last week they might. He's got the tie-ins to the company.
He's your new Impact champion.
Wow. And on the heels of that, why don't we just jump into a real quick news here, and then we'll do some Impact's ratings were a best since early June, a whopping 122,000 viewers, and that is the best they have done in a long time.
Well, holy shit, boss. They actually did make, there's a little bit of news, and it just, there's never any an appropriate time to fit them in, because you usually have a bunch of shit to talk about, but they had been streaming on Twitch. They had been showing the episodes of Impact on Twitch, and they're no longer doing that. They switched to being on YouTube, so they're taking our lead. They're trying to cut in on our market of doing the YouTube streams.
Ah, well, speaking of YouTube streams and things like that, and changes to things. Changes. God, I love me some Bowie. Anyway, I know it's Wednesday when we went off the air, we said we were going to make some announcements about some changes to the show. I'm not going to sit here and make y'all wait to the end. We're going to go ahead and do that. How about right now before the plugs? How about we do that now?
That's right. I got Aunt Viv. I'm going to be recasted next week. It's been fun. Get somebody lighter skinned somehow. I don't know how that's going to work.
I'm just gonna bring on a guy and call him Smark. You guys won't know the difference. I promise you. You won't know the difference.
Back in the day, we used to tease that. Like, the kind of dream was just one week I just wouldn't do the show, and we'd have like Bobby in, and you guys would just acknowledge him as being me.
Oh God, Bobby would definitely not even. I mean, people would know that voice immediately. So
that was why this idea never really took off, is we needed somebody who was a little. His voice was a little bit closer.
Yeah, I'm not sure who we could get for that. But, yeah, so changes in the show. I'm going to drop this bad boy back down to just Wednesday. I think y'all can tell wrestling's getting a little... My time is being taken up between the drive and getting to work. And not only that, I'm not trying to make excuses. Wrestling's starting to suck. Raw is sucking. Everything is, and there's no reason to do two shows. Even with, we got Rampage now. Everybody's going to want to watch that, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Wednesday nights are going to stay wrestling. Dirt Sheet Dudes ain't going nowhere for Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights has been our time slot so long, I'm not moving it. Friday nights, I'm going to bring back the movie show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Every time I watch movies now, I'm literally itching to start talking about it. I miss it. I miss the movie show. In full disclosure, I've hit up Anthony a couple of times, and he doesn't seem interested. He's always welcome to join that show. I am not going to set a permanent co-host. It may be me one night. It may be Smark one night. It may be... Daniel Hummer from the Everything Unscripted Wrestling podcast wants to jump on for a few. So you never know. You might get whoever. But anytime Anthony wants to come back to the Hollywood Hangout, always welcome. I do want him to know that. But I am planning on going back to that on Friday nights to do that show. Hollywood Hangout. September 3rd is when we're going to do that. Obviously, with Rampage next week, something big could possibly happen, or a riot.
Which could be even bigger in a sense.
Exactly.
Because
they're
going to be making CNN if that happens. Mm-hmm. So that's one way to advertise for your company. But like you said, nothing's going to be changing until September. We're just getting it out there.
Yeah, but I'm just movies, and when I get the movie show back, I'd like to actually. I was thinking about this. Can you include music in a Hollywood Hangout show? Musicians are kind of Hollywood, aren't they?
I guess. It's your show. You can do whatever the hell you want with it.
Well, I know, but I'm just, I'm thinking either I do that or I do another show for music. I don't know. I'm going to think about it, but I want to talk more actors. I want to talk more movies. I have so many movies that I could rattle off right now that I want to fucking do. I want to do Streets of Fire. I want to do... I'll tell you now. Smart's going to join me for the first episode, coming back. We're going to do Draft Day because that's one of Smart's favorite sports movies, he told me.
Mm-hmm. I hold it near and dear to a part of my body. I wouldn't say heart,
Well, we're going to talk draft day and Jimmy Buffett, so I figured it'd be the best night for you.
Oh, okay. Well, that part was unexpected. That's a trade.
No, I'm joking about the Jimmy Buffett part. We are going to do draft day. Smark is a big football fan. I'm oblivious to a lot of things that happen in football. I've watched that movie last week when my cable was out, and I just want to get into what can't be done, what's bullshit, what's true, and that's just one of the movies that I want to do. But there's so many more that I want to get into. I want to definitely talk actors, which means we can talk tons of movies. So definitely going to be bringing that back. Like I said, no set co-host, maybe just me one night, maybe me for a couple weeks, who knows? But Friday nights, I'm going to jump back and do the movie show. Like I said, this is going nowhere on Wednesdays, but I'm really just movies. I got to talk movies, and I can't do that many shows a week with 3 kids, work. And I mean, I do manual labor. I don't sit in a fucking office right now. I'm hoping to be sitting in an office in 3 or 4 months, but right now I'm not. So anyway, look at Christian over there. He's got the belts. Jungle Boy's over there. He's got Mark Henry there. And by the way, Tony Khan did say that this was not going to be a 4-man commentary for the whole show, that they just wanted to do it for this one. But I'm excited. I'm excited about September 3rd, the changes. I obviously have talked to Smark about this. I didn't just throw this on him on the air. And I think it's going to be better. I think it's going to be a lot more fun doing a Hollywood Hangout on Fridays. Anyone, obviously, obviously it's going to be right here on the same Mixler channel, mixler.com/dirtsheetdudes. I could just change the name to Hollywood Hangout. I got it. Don't worry about it. So, there you go. Starting September 3rd, last time I'll tell you, starting September 3rd, we will be doing Hollywood Hangout on Fridays. And like I said, Dirt Sheet Dude stays on Wednesdays. That's not going nowhere. I can't, I like that night. And I still want to talk wrestling. You're just going to hear us talk a lot more news. We are the Dirt Sheet Dudes. I actually want to be more news and less reviews.
There you go. That sounds good to me.
Maybe that's our tagline right there. More news, less reviews.
That's it. That's it. By the by, nothing is set in stone yet, but I'm also trying to put some plans in place on a little side project of my own. So stay tuned.
Look at that. Side projects going on everywhere. All right. Good job, Smark. Way to go, man. I like it. I like it. So, all right. While looks like we got a match about to happen here. We got Fuego del Sol against who is that, Smark? You're ahead of me, so.
Miro. For the TNT title.
Okay. Miro hasn't come out yet, so that's why I asked you. You're like almost 2 minutes ahead of me at this point.
Right. Yeah, basically the whole story is obviously it's for the title. If Fuego wins, he gets a contract. He's technically not under contract yet. He's been working a lot of dark matches and whatnot, dark elevation, that whole thing.
All right. I don't see him winning, but we will figure that. Oh.
Well, there's 3 matches. One just took almost a half hour, and there's another one that's probably going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. So I don't see this lasting very long, and I don't see him being very successful. Yeah,
Dirk's not sure how he feels about Christian winning. Dirk, I'm not sure either. It's we did say it was definitely possible. Like I said, we tied that into the whole, Christian Cage. That's where he made his Christian Cage debut as an Impact originally. So it makes some sense. But again, you just had your title changed on AEW. Who does this fucking on Rampage, their brand new show? Who's benefiting here, Smart? Who?
I mean, this is a little bit better because this is the first match on a show that they're trying to get everybody to watch. So it seems like it sort of makes the belt look like it's a big deal, where it's like this is the opening match on your first show and you're trying to make it this big, huge thing. You're trying to make this a second show, not a B show, but like, the same almost as Dynamite. So I think this works out better for them than a lot of the other ventures that they've been being a part of during this deal, where it just seems like it's been very lopsided, but
yeah,
it is.
I don't remember asking you to bring logic into this conversation. I don't remember.
I'm sorry. My apologies. But I mean, he is Kenny Omega, I believe he's starting a feud with Jay White over there in Impact over the whole Bullet Club name and whatnot. So maybe they didn't want the belt being sort of secondary to the story that they're telling with that feud. Maybe this is the beginning of the way to kind of get Omega out of there. He's been working all over the place, and there are some reports a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago at this point, that he was kind of working through some injuries. So maybe he's wanting to kind of tone things down a little bit.
Yeah, and we did say that was going to be the first belt he lost, was that Impact belt. So that was kind of, I think we all knew that. I don't think anybody, I don't think that was a surprise to anybody that was going to be the first one that he lost. So, hey.
Right, and he's defending the AAA belt tomorrow.
Oh.
Triple Mania. I'm actually really looking forward to that show. It's going to be him and Andrade. There's a lot of cool matches on that show. Lucha Brothers are going to be there defending their tag belts. It's going to be a fun. That is always a spectacle. Like, it's not always the best of shows, but it's always a good spectacle. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's a fun show.
Yeah, my way of watching the show just went down. I'll jump back on it in a minute here.
Well, much to your surprise, the match is concluded, and Miro did in fact win.
No. No, you're kidding.
In short order, he ripped up the contract that Fuego would have been awarded had he have won, and now he's sort of just kind of humping the ground.
Now I kind of want to hope this works so I can jump right back on and be behind you again and see that. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Damn it. It's making me El Fuego. Not that kind of El Fuego. All right, let's see what happens here.
Dirk says he thinks Impact is benefiting from this, but there's a lot of apprehension behind those, looks like a double ellipsis there.
Well, I guess with 122,000 views, man, yeah, that's benefiting.
That's the weird thing, though, is if you think about it, they've been out there for quite a while at this point. They have lasted, believe it or not, like significantly longer than ECW did.
Impact's like fucking like cockroaches. If the world blows up, it's going to be just cockroaches and Impact left.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Done. No one else.
That's it.
But real quick, I guess we'll just kind of ridiculous to flow into plugs at this point. Real quick though, I do have some more audio I can play real quick though while I'm doing that. It is Kenny Omega, kind of tie right into this, and it is from Impact, and he's talking to Scott D'Amore, and it's only 30 seconds. Here we go.
When we're 80 years old,
Tony Khan,
that's the future.
Scott D'Amore, you can put together your daddy's allowance. Try to buy as many high-profile names as you can muster to try to take what's rightfully mine. But the thing is, this is the sad truth, I'm made of different stuff. So no matter who was a star where and when, they're nothing compared to me, right here and now.
There you go. That is it right there, sir.
There you go.
There you go. So, no matter, Noah, he's made of different stuff, Smark.
Different stuff.
He's made of different stuff. So no matter how many guys you can muster with your daddy's allowance, you ain't beating him. That's what he says.
That is what he says. Let's see.
So there you go. I'm still waiting for this. Well, what's going on now?
Right now, we are on a commercial break.
Okay, nice.
So things are just a popping and a flowing. I was gonna bring this up. I guess I was trying to load it up. Since you mentioned Kenny Omega, I'll flow into something real quick that I had sent you that was kind of interesting. It was sort of in relation to something that Daivari had tweeted. He does a move called the Magic Carpet Ride, where he is literally exactly what it sounds like. It's a dive off the top rope. He has a literal carpet that he uses. He posted a tweet that Bill DeMott said that he found that to be indie bullshit. And in response to that, Kevin Matthews replied that Bill DeMott had also told Kenny Omega at DSW, Deep South Wrestling, not to do any cool moves and to work a body part. Omega worked his opponent's ass. One with an atomic drop off the second rope. That is beautiful. After the match, the conversation followed. Bill So the body part you chose to work, ... Kenny, the ass, Bill. To that, Omega follows up with a reply to this, quote, too many experts out there thinking that wrestling is either working an arm, a leg, or sitting in a chin lock. Oof. A lot of them have sadly been in my business for decades. Get these frauds out. Taking shots at poor Mr. Orton over there.
Dude, that's so good heel work right there. That is great shit, man.
I would have loved to have seen this match, just like 15 minutes of just ass-based offense. Like, I can't even think of a move outside of an atomic drop. You just, like, stomp on the ass a couple of times, a chop to the ass. Like, what are we talking here? Knee drop on the butt? Like, this, I would have loved to have seen that. Real quick here, Sammy Guevara is coming out now. Fuego is still in the ring. I guess he's going to offer him a contract, so all's well that ends well.
I'm still a little behind you, but I got it back here. I'm on a Liberty Mutual Insurance commercial. Liberty. Oh, there we go. Back to Rampage. I see Miro beating the hell out of Fuego.
And we got Papa Dave in the house. It's always nice to see him.
All right. Papa Dave. Good to see you all rested up, healed, and good.
Yeah, I sincerely hope you're doing good, man.
No pun intended?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, pun intended. Okay. Gotcha. Totally got you, sir. All right. Yeah, now I see. Here's Sammy coming out.
Oh, man, I think we might have some man tears.
Aw.
Not to be confused with man tars.
Oh.
That's a different thing.
Fucking stole my joke, you bastard.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. As soon as it left my mouth, I was like, that sounds vaguely like Mantar.
Yep. Oh, look, he's coming out hugging Tony Khan. Go give him the contract anyway. Okay, Sammy.
There you go.
I almost want to play this. Want to play it?
Sure.
Since I'm behind you, so I can play this. Let me do this.
Who's he talking? Who's he got in his hand?
I mean, you've been coming here for the past year. You're like 1 in 50. But who cares? Because these people love you.
Oh, they're chanting Fuego. The crowd is hot.
Fuego.
Get it?
Rather you know it, a lot of guys back there love you too. Tony Khan thought it was only right for me to be the one to come out here, since you're my best friend, to say officially, Fuego del Sol is all elite.
Wow! Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Aww.
What a moment for Fuego del Sol!
Dreams do come true, Taz.
They sure are.
Dreams do come true, Tess. Fucking Jericho. Oh, shit. All right, looks like we got the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express match coming up next. No, Wednesday. That's a Wednesday match. Sean Spears versus Sammy Guevara. That's coming up Wednesday also. All right. MJF versus Jericho finally Wednesday. The last labor. So, all right. Fuego is all elite. What do you think, man?
There you go. There you go. They're showing a bit of a preview for the Chicago show. They're doing a promo coming up now for the main event.
Oh, they are?
Yep, and they are. But yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's one of those things where if you're following the YouTube shows, Dark Elevation, Being the Elite, that kind of thing, you actually know Fuego's story. So it's a little bit of a reward for extra loyal fans. I don't really watch those shows, but...
But if you do, you know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a nice little extra fan service, I guess.
There you go. All right. Oh, okay. I was on baby duty tonight, so I'm kind of listening for the baby, too. My wife's not even here. It's just me. But she's on her way back. She's going to get my middle kid, and then come on back. So... All right. They're showing the ring and all that shit. The most anticipated television event of the year. There's only one first dance. And this is it. All right. going to be good next week, man, which is another reason, like I said, we're not switching this bad boy over until then. But we'll get it going again, man. I'm excited. I'm excited about that stuff. So, all right. Next match is going to be Britt Baker, DMD versus Red Velvet on that show. And let's see, what can we... they're making it very sportsy with Mark Henry. And
yeah, Mean Gene, he is not.
No. No. Not at all. I mean, he's got the hair.
Well, that is true.
Or lack of.
I wonder if he has the alcoholism.
No, that's me.
Yes.
Nothing to joke about, Smark. Nothing to joke about. All right, well, let's be honest here, Smark. You pretty much have all the news tonight. So just flow into what you feel like, brother.
Well, you know what? This is sort of off the beaten path here real quick, but we were talking about, since we're talking not Dynamite, but Rampage is on right now, we'll talk about that. I have some news, and I hope you're sitting down and I can see you, so I know that you are. But we were talking about my new favorite theme song of all time, this new Big Show theme song. And I have just a startling revelation. We said before that you said specifically that it sounded like somebody was doing a cover of the guy that did the original theme song.
Right.
They got the same guy.
I swear, I thought it was.
They got the same guy, Joel. Easy for me to say. Joe Altier, I believe is his name. How you pronounce that? He is. This is the amazing part. He's the lead singer of a band called Brand New Sin. Everybody's heard of them, of course. If you're big on the local fair circuit. He was the lead singer from 2001 to 2008, and now 2009 to. Then that's it. There's no final date. So they are back. Brand New Sin is back. They are on the road coming to a state fair near you, as I said. It just made me laugh. They decided that this was the band that did the Big Show's theme decided that they needed to get back together. Like, there will never be another Nirvana album. Pick a band of choice. We won't get another Outkast album, but the fucking band that did the Big Show's theme song is back on the road, baby.
Let's get the band back together, baby.
Oh my God, it is wonderful. It's wonderful. I love it. As soon as I wanted this to be my swan song. Like, if I ever do, when I stop doing this, I'm not going to use Twitter anymore. And I think my plan is just to retweet everything that this guy has ever tweeted and then delete my account. Like, that's going to be my swan song for Twitter.
There you go. Dirk is asking for a fan or an air conditioner for Mark Henry. He's sweating up a storm back there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he's wearing like a full suit, and I believe, where are they at? I think they're in like...
Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Okay. Put it this way.
That's where SmackDown was. I don't know where their Rampage is right now.
Let's see. I'm literally...
Pittsburgh. They're still in Pittsburgh. But he's wearing a fucking full suit in the middle of the summer.
That's right. I think WWE was in Oklahoma. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they were in Oklahoma tonight on SmackDown.
How hot is it in Pittsburgh right now?
No clue.
Me neither. Let's check it out real quick. I got my old Waze or my old weather bug here. I can add Pittsburgh. Pitt. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is... let's go to PNC Park. How's that?
Sounds good.
Save. Okay. That's 73 and cloudy. Dude. 73 and cloudy, and he's sweating like a fucking maniac out there. It's 86 here. Feels like 91.
It's got to be about that here. Hold on, give me just 1 second. I'll bring it up here.
Almost
Main
10.
event is just starting now. They got the entrances. 77 and clear.
Feels like 91, and it's damn near 10 o'clock at night, Smark.
We did have some storms come through this afternoon, so that's probably why it's not quite as hot as it normally is.
Yeah, we had some clouds, a little bit of wind, and then it got fucking brutally hot again today.
And now if you're listening like in the chat room or on the downloads, be sure to pause this, check the weather in your neck of the woods, and then report back.
Hey, what's the weather in your neck of the woods out there?
It's weather on the... Ooh, it actually is. It's weather on the 8s. It's like almost 10:48 now, so it works.
There you
go. The Weather Channel used to do weather on the 8s.
Oh. Well, my computer hasn't switched over to the 8 yet, so.
No.
Boo-hoo to you.
Mine either, but we're very close.
All right. All right. So, yeah, are we already? Oh, my God. It's already almost been an hour.
73 in Britsburg, says Dirk. 73 in Cincinnati, too.
73?
This is my real dream. I want to start doing a weather podcast.
It seems like it's working. I like this.
Just an hour of reading off, like, just random cities, like current temperature, not even a forecast. Just, all right, in Des Moines, Iowa, we're looking at about 83.
Oh, there you go. Sasha Baron Corbin, what's it like in your town?
85.
85 degrees Celsius. Wait, what?
85, yeah, 80, if it's 85 degrees Celsius, you're going to die. Like 32 is like 100 or something.
Are you
like
on the
that.
sun? I mean, Jesus Christ, dude.
He's currently in the chat room while on fire.
Wow. Sasha Baron Corbin lives in hell. Okay.
Thank goodness. Yes.
Literally, he's living in hell. My God. I hope he fixes that. Dude, seriously, see? Where you? Canada? 85. What's 85 degrees Canadian? What, like, what, like 72 or something? I don't know.
That's when you start getting into those, like, in a halves. There's, like, numbers over, like you're doing equations.
Oh, it's 73 and I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, okay.
I do want the weatherman to just apologize. I would hope that that's what Canadian weather is like.
Gonna be raining tomorrow. I'm sorry about that. Nothing I can do. All about that. Oh, all about.
Suspect Fahrenheit conversion. Calculate. Well, actually, yeah, let's just do full on 85. Calculate that is 185 degrees.
That sounds about right. Oh my God, do you live in Texas? I mean,
Jesus. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, I that's like nuclear shit, dude. All right, Britt Baker, Red Velvet. Anything crazy happens, we'll talk about it. But I guess we can
right
get into...
now. Red Velvet's been kind of in control the majority of this match.
Well, she ain't winning.
No, giving her heat now. I like it.
From what I see, Britt's kicking her ass. Oh, no. Okay, she spun her around. There we go.
Let's see.
All right. So, what should we get into now, Smart?
Well, I mean, if you're kicking it to me, I don't want to go into anything too substantial right now, but we're going to keep, I guess, the AEW ball rolling. From SESscoops.com, it says CM Punk is busy doing media rounds to promote the debut of Heels on Stars. Have you been seeing these commercials? It looks like a pretty interesting show.
It does. It does. It does look pretty interesting. I don't have Stars, but I can still watch it.
Yeah, there's ways. Anyways,
right.
Recently interviewed by TV Insider and was asked his thoughts on the current condition of pro wrestling. According to Punk, the industry could use a shakeup of sorts. When asked about the current state of wrestling, this is really just redundant. Punk said he much prefers content from past generations. Quote, I think it's partly unfortunate that WWE owns super good libraries in pro wrestling, said Punk. I think that stuff is classic, and they don't even put it on their network. They're sitting on it. I want to watch Austin Idol versus Jerry Lawler in Memphis. That's oddly specific, but, God bless him. Punk would continue to talk about what wrestling needs right now. He would say that he believes there are more people out there stirring the pot. Quote, I do think the landscape of pro wrestling in general really needs a kick in the dick. Wow. I think we're about there. I think there are people out there stirring the pot and causing trouble in a good way. It's a fun world. There's nothing like it. Pro wrestling gets crapped on by a number of people. Sorry. But when it's done on a high level and it's really good, there's nothing better. And when it's done poorly, it's SmackDown.
It's Raw.
Yeah, it's Raw. SmackDown was all right tonight.
It wasn't bad. Good little back and forth we'll get into with Reigns and Cena.
Oh, yes. That was a very interesting promo.
It was. They were kind of trying to get that Rock Cena vibe going, and it just wasn't there. It was completely different, and it should have been different. It shouldn't have been like that. So I liked it, and we'll get into it when we talk that. But anyway, just listen to the shows. Listen to all the fucking shows, not just us. Listen to all the podcasts out there. Wrestling definitely could use a kick in the dick, and a kick in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, wrestling could use a kick in the ass. Vince could use the kick in the dick.
Wait a minute, hold on. I think I get where you're going here. You're suggesting that it gets a boot in the ass? Are you saying you want the return of Toby Keith to wrestling?
Give him a boot in your ass. It's the American way.
TNA Hall of Famer Toby Keith. I'm assuming that he's in their Hall of Fame. I don't know.
I think he could, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, they could technically do a celebrity wing. They've had a couple of people of note. Mainly just former football players. Old Pac-Man Jones was out there for a minute.
Or UFC guys. Or
Tito Ortiz.
Tito Ortiz, who literally came out to crickets. I think I heard, I swear to
Quentin Jackson.
Dude, when Tito Ortiz came out, I swear to God, I heard someone drop 32 cents. It's exactly how much I heard fall when he came out. I swear to God, I heard it. I said, holy shit.
Sound anywhere. It was like 3 dimes and 2 pennies.
That's exactly what it was. I'm like, holy shit. Guy dropped his change out there. I heard it.
That would be great. You just hear him fumbling around for it. You just hear, damn it. Like, hold on. Can you move your foot? Okay, thank you. But yeah, they had promoted it as like this big thing. It was like the June 1st or whatever the date was supposed to be, because it was like June 1st warning. They promoted it for weeks on end. It was supposed to be this big deal. And then it turned out to be Tito Ortiz, and nobody gave a shit.
Was it 4-4?
Could have been.
Something like that. Oh, God, that was awful. Awful. He came out and everyone was like, huh? And like I said, some guy was trying to, give him the change for his nachos. It was $5.32, and he had to get that change out of his pocket. I heard it. That's exactly. There you go. 3 dimes, 2 pennies. Or that's what I heard. That reminds me of another good movie, Down Periscope.
I don't know if I've seen that one. See, this is we're getting to the bottom of the fact of why it is that there's going to be alternating hosts for this here movie show.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, everyone's interested in different shit, so I want to bring people who are interested in what I'm talking about on with me. Imagine that. It's crazy, isn't it?
Who'd have thunk it?
I don't know. There's a commercial for Heels on right now.
Yeah, looks pretty promising.
It does. And obviously Punk's a part of it.
I think that's like, if this ends up going well, if that show ends up being good, I think that's going to help things. It's because I mean, you already think about it. It's a weird time where for something that's kind of an obscure sport at the moment, you have Young Rock on NBC, you have Heels on Stars. It's like more and more wrestling starting to be introduced back into mainstream popularity.
Yeah, I'm trying to get trying to see who's exactly in this show. We've got Stephen Amell. It's a good one to get a wrestler. I mean, he's done wrestling. Mary McCormick's in it. She was in Private Parts with Howard Stern. James Harris Jr. Okay, who else do I see in here that I know? Not many more people that I know. But still looks like it's going to be a damn good little show. I'll check it out. Maybe, if I have time. I always say that. So, I mean, it's already got 8 episodes done. So that's probably a first season for a Starz show.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of kicking the tires. Usually on Netflix, it's like 8 to 10 episodes.
8 to 10, yeah. Yeah, it definitely is, man. So, match still going on? Still.
Oh, they have James Harrison. He's a former football player. He played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Former Super Bowl champion. I'm having a hard time not coughing at the moment, so bear with me.
You having a hard time what?
I was just having a coughing fit there for a minute. I had to keep muting myself.
Well,
get the water down the wrong pipe situations.
Easy. Don't ever get anything down the wrong pipes, Mark. That could do damage to something.
That's right.
Never want to get anything down the wrong chute.
You telling me?
Especially not up. Especially not up the wrong chute.
Oh yes.
Oh, oof, oof. Anyway. All right, match is still going on. Trying to watch the match and watch the chat and watch the match and the chat.
Yeah, they've been back from the pitcher-in-pitcher for a minute here, so they're coming down the home stretch here. There's about 3 minutes left live.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be getting a little winner here very quickly. A 2 count for Red Velvet. You know, at least they're making it look like Red Velvet could possibly get this, and they're not just letting Britt Baker take over the whole match. They made it a very competitive match, which you got to appreciate that at least. Uh-oh. Red Velvet's taking off the glove.
And I think it helps with the fact that, like, I obviously don't expect her to win, but they're doing their best to make you believe, and I honestly do think that they believe in her, because they put her in some high-profile matches. I mean, it was kind of just a coincidence the way things happened, but she was in that match, with Shaq.
Yeah. Oh, thank God they didn't let that match go with a fucking roll-up of a win. Rebel's up there.
There's also a little bit of speculation as maybe somebody ends up coming out towards the end of this show, because we did talk about Britt Baker tease that she wanted somebody in her corner, a bit of a bodyguard. So perhaps we end up getting a debut to close the show.
We will find out in a minute here, because it's getting close to time. I'm going to run over time because nice moonsault, though, by Red Velvet. Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
That was very nice, actually. Very fucking nice. So now, all right. Did it end yet, Smark?
It's indeed over. I will not say more than that.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Ooh, that did not look good from Britt Baker. But I guess Velvet's okay because she kicked out. Wow.
All right, and now Sami Zayn's coming out. This is unexpected.
It's a conspiracy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh, man. When left to it, that'd be a lot of fun, actually.
That
Just
would.
him being allowed to go full crazy with it.
Absolutely. Man, this match is still going on for me. Still going on here. For me. I'm way behind, I guess.
And they went ahead and did a replay of that moonsault. That was really nice.
It really was, man. She was like perfectly laid out for that motherfucker. She just let it rip.
Got ourselves a bit of a post-match beat down here. I'm trying to be kind of vague about that.
I wish I was caught up, man. I wish I was caught up. I'm afraid to refresh.
Oh, yeah, we do have a surprise. No, we don't. Never mind. I fucked up. I saw a lady with tattoos come in the ring, and I got hopeful, but no, it's Chris Statler. No, there is.
Oh, damn it, I'm that far behind. Just fucking give it away. Come on, Smart. Don't make him wait. Go ahead.
Well, actually, no. It's a return. It's old Jamie Hayter's back.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I just didn't. She threw me off because she has blonde hair now. She had red hair before.
Yes, she did. Obviously, Britt Baker won that match. I don't think anybody thought they were. Oh, look, they even got the towels. Oh, all the guys got their jizz towels out for Britt Baker.
Oof, that was pretty nice. They gave her a bit of a curve stomp on the belt.
Oh. All right, I'll see it in a minute. Oh, was that Britt's mama down there?
I believe so, Miss Baker.
Mama Britsburg was out there.
That's actually a good point Dirk brings out. Is like the fans were confused. It's like, yeah, if you can't hear the commentary, you have no idea who the hell that was, because I had no idea who the hell that was. I had to turn up the volume for a minute so I could keep up with it.
Oh, they didn't like...
No, she didn't have like a Titan. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a Titan tribe, but like a video screen graphic or any type of theme music fanfare, that whole deal.
Interesting.
She just came out from the crowd.
Man, my wife keeps leaving my car unlocked. She has my car, and my car keeps telling me it's unlocked.
Do you have one of those gimmicks where if you walk up to the car with the key in hand, it automatically unlocks?
I can push a button on my door handle.
Ah, cool.
A little button. You're right. Jamie Hayter does look much different.
Yeah, she does.
Thought it was Spike Dudley for a half a second there.
I didn't know who it was. I was taken back. I was like, who? I was trying to like go back into the old Rolodex. I'm like, all right, who got fired a couple months ago?
She's actually much taller than Spike Dudley.
Yeah, well,
looks good though. I like the blonde hair.
Yeah, that's a good look for her.
Not that I didn't. I like the red hair. but looks very, very good.
I don't know why I find that amusing, but just Sacha Baron Corbin in the chat. Jamie Hayter, British wrestler who works in Japan, from the wiki. So just, not off the top of the dome. We kind of all had to collectively consult Wikipedia to be like, what is it that she's done? She's been there for a minute, but why should we know her?
All right, so there you go. Jamie Hayter going to be her new bodyguard. She's going to get rid of Rebel.
Yeah, so she kind of looked. She looked kind of physically imposing. Like you said, she's kind of tall. She's got like a little bit of a good build going for her. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah. Ooh, what movie's coming up next? Oh, what movie's coming up?
I don't remember. I closed out. I tabbed out. But after Dynamite this week, it was the movie Get Hard with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart.
Good movie.
Yeah, it's all right.
Very good movie. I think me and Anthony reviewed that.
Maybe.
I think. Oh, it's got Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson in it.
Oh, of course.
Got to be a good movie.
Dirk says, I've heard of Jamie Hayter. Which actually spells it Jamie Hatter, so that's a different person. Hatter.
Ah, Hatter. Like Metal Mitt Network. There you go.
That's right.
There you go. All right, it locked up on Samuel Jackson's name, so.
And I think he just announced that he's going to be leaving us to go listen to Solomon's.
No, it's going to be a good motherfucking movie.
What was the name of the movie? Did it say?
No.
I'll let me see. Now this is we've I don't know if anybody other than me and you care, but now there's a cliffhanger, so I'm going to consult the TV guide.
Is there still a TV guide?
There is online.
Oh, okay. I had no clue. I didn't have a clue. So, all right. Guess we can get back into this news.
We can. Do you have?
What?
I can pull something out. Let's see. I guess we will transition here. This is from Wrestling Observer News from one company to another. It's far less fun to follow at the moment. Paul Levesque is being blamed backstage for not winning the Monday Night Wars, which WWE thought that they would win easily. All right, well, good for you, I guess. His detractors who fear for their position if he takes power are using the opportunity to denigrate NXT with released wrestlers being pawns in the power struggle. I think this article is written by Alex Jones. The backstage wrangling is what drove Cross to lose twice on Raw, being heavily protected at NXT, and Aaliyah to beat Dakota Kai ahead of her TakeOver World title match. NXT is being cast as a product full of independent workers who can't draw goddamn diamonds. See, it was Jim Cornette who wrote this, which is unable to attract a younger audience.
I think Cody Rhodes wrote this article. Dude, I told you how Vince feels. Fucking rookies couldn't even beat a startup company. Yeah.
Yes, after weeks upon weeks, months upon months of saying that they did not view it as a competition, they are now furious that they lost a competition they were not competing in, according to them.
No, which is why I got to tell I think Cody fed this one to old Meltzer.
I like the idea of Cody just like with a fake mustache, trench coat, just like arranging a meeting with Meltzer. It's like, source that I heard says that, all's not well in NXT land. It's like, Cody, Brady's right next to you. Nobody's buying this.
Just using a fake accent. Paul.
Well, yes, he's wearing a fake mustache and a trench coat, but his terrible neck tattoo is still visible.
Yes, and he's going, Paul Levesque is being blamed for the Wednesday Night Wars. You know it's true, Mr. Meltzer. Oui.
Gotta love it. Yes, indeed.
I can just hear him doing it. And you're right, the neck tattoo is just blaring at everybody. Mm-hmm. Like, Cody, the tattoo. Pay no attention to the tattoo.
Got some conflict in the chat here. Dirk says it's coming from Dave, so I'm not. Oh, he says I'm not taking it seriously. Not is an important word that I wish I would have read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then Sacha Baron Corbin saying Dave is wrong because he claimed Cole was offered an AEW deal, and Tony said that was false.
Listen, someone like a few years ago did the calculations on how many times Meltzer is right, and it was like for like the past 5 years, and it was like 20% of the time, and 80% of the time he was wrong.
I feel for him though, because like, especially when it comes to WWE reporting, they change shit every like 5 seconds. Honest to God, we didn't talk about SmackDown last week, but honest to God, they booked a match. The opening segment was like Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, and then Zelina Vega came out. Bianca Belair agreed to a title match with her. They put up a graphic that said women's title match, Zelina Vega versus like Bianca Belair. Like 2 or 3 segments later, they changed it to a non-title match because they said that she didn't deserve a title match because she hadn't proven herself. They showed the graphic that announced a women's title match on the show like segments before. So they changed during the show. They changed the booking of the show.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm not. I gotta tell you, I'm just not sure. And you're right. It does, I mean, we hear all these stories. Oh, Vince tore up the script 45 minutes before Raw went on the air and this and that. Whether true or not, I don't know. But if that were the case and someone giving you information, suddenly Vince, his crazy dementia, ridden mind just goes, change this shit. Mm-hmm. Meltzer's wrong. And guess what? It's not his fault. He's like, well, that's what I was fucking told. I'm sure there's many times he just sits there in his mind going, that's what I was told.
I thought I was doing good.
I thought that's what I was told. Poor Meltzer.
All right, so there you go. To put an end to this cliffhanger that we were on, Lakeview Terrace is the name of the movie from 2008 with Samuel L. Jackson that's on TNT right now.
Never heard of it.
He's a cop in the movie. Says a young couple who move into their dream home are terrorized by their next door neighbor, a black, this is a description, I didn't say it, a black LAPD officer who disapproves of their interracial relationship. This was a movie, they played a lot of commercials for this on like Raw and shit where like Samuel L. Jackson's like this crazy cop.
Bet the word motherfucker's not in there. Not on this version.
Well, yeah, not in this version. He calls him a mother fruiter.
Oh,
you mother bicycle!
I still remember when they did Scarface on network TV.
Oh my god! I always default to, in situations like this, my favorite, like one of my favorite Mad TV skits, Sopranos on PAX TV, and it's just a minute long. It's like join us from 6:01 to 6:02.
That's about what it would be in just the intro and over, but. They when they did Scarface, they say fuck you a lot in that movie. Everyone was thank you. Oh no, thank you, motherfucker. No, thank you. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get that thanking Frank. Oh,
I couldn't even imagine. Like part of it seems like it'd be fun, just for how outlandish some of those edits would have been, like you were saying. But I just can't fathom even trying to bother watching Scarface on network TV.
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was worth the watch. It got amazing ratings. So people were like, "How are they going to do this?" Yeah. It was fucking awful. It was awful. Meanwhile, Scarface just popped up on Hulu for those out there that have Hulu. Want to watch Scarface? There you go. That's it right there. So yeah, the only news that I have, Smark, we're going to end with, and just to add to some of your stuff that you already had. So let's keep rolling, man.
Sure. This kind of ties in with the whole NXT thing, because I saw a photo a while back that was, it was a photo that was taken. It was a screen cap, I guess, from a while back where Triple H had, that was like part of a press conference. I don't know what a press conference is, but a press conference, Triple H was showing this like graphic of NXT's plans for world domination. Like, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a while there where they were planning for like NXT Japan and NXT Mexico and just NXT Germany. They were just going to start doing like offshoots, like how fucking Disney World does. It's like Euro Disney. There was going to be Euro NXT, which I guess is what NXT UK is. But anywho, obviously didn't quite turn out so well as, present day. But this is from, again, The Observer.
Oh, yeah.
This is, while not known about, there was talks a few years back of WWE buying CMLL. WWE wanted to run Mexico with the idea it could get the cream of the cream, It's not a phrase. It's usually cream of the crop, but I didn't write this. Talent in Mexico and then groom some of them for the U.S. market. The belief was that if they owned CMLL and got all the top talent, that AAA wouldn't be able to keep its talent and they'd have the best of both. Where the deal fell apart was for CMLL to sell. They wanted selling the arenas as part of the deal, and WWE didn't want to own so many older arenas.
Oh, they want to build their own.
Which I think actually translates to they didn't want to be shaken down by the cartel, but I don't necessarily blame them.
No, I don't either, and I don't know, man. It's a great market down there. A lot of talent they've taken talent from there, and Impact used a lot of those AAA guys for a while, as did Lucha Underground.
Yeah. That was an offshoot.
Right, exactly. It was kind of like
still to this day, the parent company of Lucha Underground is preventing AAA from having their YouTube channel isn't really accessible by people in the US. They're planning on streaming Triple Mania tomorrow on all kinds of different platforms like YouTube and Facebook and whatnot. But the report right now is that none of that is available for the US. So I'm going to have to find some interesting ways if I wish to access this, because they want to show it for free. In the United States and other places, they're planning on showing it for free for pretty much everybody else, but they're just not allowed to do it in the U.S. at the moment.
Like you said earlier, Smark, there's ways.
Sure. But that was kind of interesting because that was part of their idea, I guess, WWE trying to make an NXT Mexico. But I guess I'm not necessarily an expert when it comes to, Mexican wrestling, obviously, gasp, surprise for everybody. But a lot of the times, from what I have seen, they run shows in, historical arenas. That's a big thing for them. And obviously some of the historical arenas are a bit older and require more maintenance and that kind of thing. And that's not, WWE prefers a lot more of a polished, their whole thing is fucking Madison Square Garden and all these, football stadiums for WrestleMania and whatnot. It's just clashes with their whole presentation aspirations.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I can see WWE not wanting to have a bunch of those old buildings, but like you said, they're historical old buildings. So, but you're right. They would rather the glitzy, the flashy, the Thunderdome-like places, and the big arenas, the new arenas, an arena with a bank name on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want.
You got to get that sponsorship money somewhere.
They'll build their own, dude. The Western Union Arena in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. You know how it'll go. They'll figure it out if they want it. I just don't know why they. You're right. They wanted to do this whole global thing with NXT Japan and NXT China and NXT this, and honestly, dude, it was right about then they were talking about that when COVID kind of really got going, whatever you want to call it, got going, got running off its feet.
Right.
And, everything started shutting down. Everything was shutting down.
And we talked about it before, but and obviously it's sort of a moot point now because NXT is in the position and state that it is in now. But I was worried that they would have succeeded, but it just also didn't seem like a likely situation, likely scenario, because you just have those companies in Japan, you have New Japan, and Mexico, you have AAA, CMLL, that kind of thing, where they have such a strong foothold that they've had for so long that it just seems like it's hard for, maybe when they come around once or twice a year, people would go, but we're talking about year-round competition. That doesn't seem like they would be a viable option there.
No, probably not. You're right, with all the, stuff going on over there and all the other bigger companies. But, look what they did in the UK, Smark. They took a lot of those guys. When they got them under, lock and key contract. They can't go work for other places anymore. They're done.
Right. That's
not going to be satisfactory in a lot of fucking places they go. It's just not going to work. Especially down in, Mexico. That's how those guys, make their money, is CMLL, AAA. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah. Well, even before, AEW became a thing, people like Pentagon, Phoenix, they were doing they were working for Impact. They were doing independent shows. Like even now, one of the guys on their roster, Black Taurus, is working for Impact at the moment. So they're more flexible. AAA is, and I think to some degree CMLL is. They let some of their talents work for like Ring of Honor and whatnot. But if WWE were to do that, they would have set up an NXT Mexico. That wouldn't have been the case at all. Same thing with Japan. Like New Japan's way more flexible than they would have been, obviously.
Yeah, they'll just lock everyone into contracts, and then boom, we got that market locked up.
That's right.
Got it locked up. So I don't know, and I mean, I'm not sure that's the whole story. Is just WWE not wanting to get older arenas. I think that probably could have been worked out. I think there was a little bit more to that deal being squashed than we know. Maybe it was the fact that someone said it was the cream with the cream.
Yes. I want to believe that Meltzer wrote that himself. Because, I mean, it comes from the Observer. So it could have been something that he penned, but who knows?
Possibly the article was translated.
May have been.
Possibly. Maybe it was originally maybe it was in Spanish. I don't know. I'm trying to give him an out here.
I wish I knew. I don't know what the word for cream is in Spanish. I could do it, but I don't know.
Cream?
It might be. Let's see.
How did you say? Let's see.
Nata. Nata.
Ah, okay.
So nada di nada.
That's maybe it was. Who knows?
So la crema works.
What's crop in Spanish?
God, if I know. Let's see. El Cotivo.
Yeah, no, that couldn't have got mixed up either. That's forget it. That's not an out either. All right, someone just fucked this article up. And again, if you run spell check, it's spelled correctly.
I'm telling you, I honestly would be willing to do this shit for like $20. Like, give me $20 a month, and I'll just fucking spell check your shit. I'll be your editor.
I know. Well, no, it's spelled correctly. So it wouldn't even come up on the spell check. It should come up. I mean, Jesus Christ, if you just did this in fucking Microsoft Word, it would be like, this does not seem right. Okay. But
right? The little fucking paperclip would frown at you.
No, they killed the paperclip. He's dead.
Did he get canceled? Do you have some controversial opinions? Was the paperclip a QAnon supporter?
Maybe. I don't know.
Fucking paperclip and Jake Ford's hanging out.
Goddamn paperclip. I don't know. I think Trump said he liked paperclips once, and everyone just freaked out. I don't know. I got these paperclips. They're bigly, huge paperclips. Best ever paperclips.
I went to Office Depot. Mary was there. She was great.
Biggest.
They hired her.
Great. Biggest. Best. I actually do have a friend that works for him that I used to play cards with here. Gene Folks. If you ever watch season 10 of The Apprentice, Gene Folks is on there. At the time, he was a younger Jamaican dude, and he actually went on the show. We didn't see him for almost a year, and then suddenly he came back and played cards with us, and we were like, what happened? He goes, can't tell you. Show hasn't aired. Can't say a word. He's like, but I had a great time. After the show aired, like a week after the show aired, he goes, oh, the other thing I couldn't tell you, we were playing cards, and he goes, other thing I couldn't tell you is I got a 5-year deal. Even though he was fired. He was fired on the show. He actually... Trump said, who would you fire in your group for what happened? And he said, he was the leader, and he said, I would fire me. It all comes down to me. And you don't say that to him. He'll fire you. And he did. And
I was already considering it because you're black and all, but, this kind of solidifies. No, I'm just kidding.
He's been there. Oh, man, we still play cards every now and then. We haven't seen Gene in almost 10 years. So he's been there a while. He must have got a contract renewed, but he was working in Trump Tower, last we heard.
There you go.
Yeah.
Famously in Home Alone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. They scrubbed that part.
Ah, there you go.
That's not on network television. No, I swear to God, it's not on network television.
Oh, no, I buy it. I think I might have seen that in the article. Yep. I haven't watched Home Alone in a while.
Yeah, we're not going to switch to politics. But anyway, let's Let's keep going. How much can we sit here and talk about old arenas and do bad Trump impressions?
Well, it seems like about 20 minutes now. Is how much fruit we've gotten out of that material.
That's the answer
yield from that crop. Hey, real quick, I guess this wasn't anything that I sent you, but I think you might have seen it. What is her name? Candice LeRae. That's how you pronounce that.
Yeah.
Posted on social media the other day. She is pregnant, so there's going to be a new member of the Way, I suppose, coming out.
That's it. I thought I sent that one to you, but now I'm flipping through the articles and I don't see where. Oh, there it is. I did send it to you. Yes, they are expecting. They posted a little picture with her and her dog. That is the most adorable little dog. I love that little dog. Those little faces. That's what my dog looks like. That's a Boston Terrier, I think, or a pug. I can't see it. But they posted a picture of a sonogram, and we're not going to see Candice LeRae for a while. Right around 9 months or more. I'm sure more. So, congratulations to them, man. I swear to God, I saw people actually saying this on social media. Is so disgusting. People going, "Oh, the things people will do to keep their jobs." Huh?
Yes, because, if anybody was at risk of being fired, it's the people that they give multiple segments of show to. I know that they fired people that have been on the show or that they have doing things with before in the past, but they're milking them for as much as they can possibly get out of them at the moment. I don't think they're going anywhere, if anyone is saved, and theoretically no one is, but they would be as close to the top of that list as humanly possible.
Yeah, let's get rid of literally probably one of the best things on that show is The Way.
Because literally, that was not to be over reliant on literally, but there was about 3 segments or so dedicated to them on this week's NXT. They did a whole thing of Dexter Lumis taking Indy out on a date, and so that spanned a couple of segments throughout the show. I think it was 3.
How long till she gets him talking? That's
the question.
You know what his first 3 words are going to be. I hate you.
They went on a date, and she was ordering appetizers. She ordered calamari, chicken fingers, and a salad for starters. I was like, who the fuck is, if I was there, that would have been my first word. My first words would have been, who the fuck is paying for this?
That's all good shit right there. Calamari, I love calamari.
It's good shit, but I mean, if I'm the one that's expected to pay this bill, we haven't even gotten entrees yet, and I think we're already at about $35-$40.
Dude,
it's gonna be rough.
Dude, I take the fam out to dinner. It's minimum, the least we've ever spent with tip, because I know I'm Jewish, but I'm actually a very good tipper. $70, dude. It's usually somewhere in the $70 range with tip every time we go to dinner. I don't care if we go to goddamn Burger Hut. It's going to be fucking $70, dude.
I'm a Burger Hut.
Well, it's a little restaurant down the road. It's actually called Burger Hut. I mean, there's also a place down.
I thought you had made up a place that didn't exist, and I was going to play along with it.
No, there's actually a place down the road from us called Grass Fed Burgers.
I think I've heard of them, honestly.
Well, it's a little trailer. It's out there, a little trailer. They sell burgers, and right behind them is a field with cows in it. You can go there.
I couldn't do it.
Go there, give the little cows a little pat on the rump, and be like, "Hey, I might be eating your cousin. Good cow."
I thought you were gonna say you just pat him on the butt and you just kind of signal, "I want that one."
Yeah, they kill him right. No, they don't do that. No. I think that would be a little inhumane. That place might have been shut down. Well, not really. Well, let's put it this way. I live right down the street from me is a sign that said "State Maintenance Ends," and then my house. So, anyway, back to Gargano. Congratulations to them. That's really awesome for them, and I just can't believe how disgusting people are. That, yeah, this is what people do. I'll tell you though, something. There's something in there's something in catering in WWE. Becky started a fucking some sort of a little contagious. Becky, then Lacey, and Jesus, who else? Now Candice,
Lacey,
Becky, Lacey,
Candice.
Someone else said that. Who else announced they were pregnant or had a baby recently? I forget. Anyway.
I mean, I know I'm thinking of a couple, but none of them are in WWE because Moxley just had his kid. A couple other ones. Brandy had her kid.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Something going around wrestling business. And I guess it's from, I mean, what else are you going to do when you're locked up with the same person for months on months, months and months? You're fucking.
You are fucking.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess in relation to that.
Okay.
PW Insider reports. For those wondering about Hangman Page, PW Insider is told that the plan was always for him to take time off for family time in advance of his first child being born. So people are fucking. One of those people that are fucking is old Hangman Page. He's laying that noose out there.
If your name is Hangman, you know what you're doing.
He lassoed him up a child.
He's going to hang, man. But yeah, you know, I did keep hearing this right after everyone was like, oh, look, they're just fucking screwing him out of this. No, he was supposed to take off. I believe they're saying his wife is due in September. So, you know, month off, get a little time with the wife. Things can happen in the last trimester, so it's good that he's going to be able to, you know, be home with her. That's a very good thing. So, you know, good for him. I see no issues with it. So what? He was taken out of the... I mean, if this was the plan, all of you wrestling insiders need to shut the fuck up.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that were kind of bummed out and people that were not necessarily insiders, but just fans that were like second guessing and trying to figure out what's going on and why they would do this and whether or not they lost faith in him or whatever. There was a report that potentially that they hadn't re-signed him, which was just like a rumor that never really materialized in anything. But there was that out there that obviously I guess ended up proving to be wrong. This is according to the report, like I just read, it was always the plan for this to happen, for him to take some time off. This is how he's being written off. It's pretty good in terms of timing, honestly, though, because you know, nothing against him, and like he obviously has a good loyal fan base built up amongst the people who have been watching AEW and the more diehards of the bunch, but for the people that they're going to be winning over to the more casual fans that are going to be coming in the next month or two based on all the big stuff that's supposed to happen, I feel like he may have been sort of overlooked by people, if not the company. The company would have still tried to book him as a big deal, but I think he wouldn't have been the point of focus, the point of attention that he might be when he comes back.
Yeah, this little break might actually be good for him because people, I mean, just the reaction online shows that people wanted him in that spot. May take him a little bit of time to get back on his feet once he gets in, but this company has definitely done well with him. Like I think I said this 1 or 2 weeks ago, that they've done very well building this guy as and the crowd is fucking loving him when he comes out. Wait till he comes out again after a little break. So we'll probably see him, I would say, October-ish, maybe November.
Yeah, potentially. He's going to be gone till November, much like Wyclef Jean. I get it.
Don't know what that reference is, but okay.
Oh, I know you're a big Fugees fan.
Some of their songs, I don't remember them, but I did hear many.
There you go.
I did hear many. Dude.
Oh, yeah, they were inescapable in the 90s.
Yeah, no, I didn't really listen to much music in the 90s, but I hung out at a lot of people's houses and drank a lot and smoked a lot of blunts.
There you go. The guys at the bottom of it.
Oh, yes.
Any sort of like pothead that was worth his weight in gold at that point.
Smoked a lot of blunts near neighborhoods by railroad tracks.
Interesting.
Many. In Delray Beach, Florida. Oof.
You gotta love it.
My God, I remember that one place we were underage and all they would sell us was Schlitz malt liquor, blue, the Blue Bull. He would sell us quarts, 32 ounces, because you can't get 40s in Florida. It's illegal. So you could get quarts of, that's all this guy would sell us. 32 ounces of Schlitz malt liquor. Oh. awful.
Never had slits. I did have King Cobra though.
Oh, King Cobra was pretty bad too.
Yeah, I had King Cobra, and like, I'm not a beer person anyway, so like it kind of, a lot of it tastes bad to me. But I just wanted to try it because of how kind of infamous it had been. I also kind of worked my way down the roster of not King Cobra, MD 2020 flavors too.
Okay,
those are wonderful.
I had this girl that I used to hang out with in Florida, and she had a little store right across the street from her house. That was the only thing they would sell us, was the MD, the Mad Dog. So I went through much of that with this girl. Me and her used to just sit there in my car drinking Mad Dog outside of her house. Pretty good times. I'll just leave it at all that. I'm not going to mention her name. But anyway, I kind of brought up beer a little bit there on purpose. I added a little something to that little Hangman story. Hangman was also supposed to be in that PBR, that Pabst Blue Ribbon commercial that came on last week. Mm-hmm. And again, the old social media jumped to conclusions. Oh, geez, Lord, how they pulled him from the commercial. No, they didn't really pull him. What happened was Pabst, once they did that little thing with AEW, wanted to capitalize on the Domino's controversy while there was a little bit of controversy going on. So while Hangman was on the little break, they decided to go ahead and use Matt Cardona, which I thought was fucking beautiful. Absolutely beautiful how they did that. Chelsea Green and some others. So they just rushed the commercial. PBR did. Now, I had bought some PBR last Friday, like I had promised. I did not get to drink it, Smark. Obviously, I did not get to drink. I did not know the wife was going to bring home vodka. I didn't get to drink it, but it's kind of like Miller High Life and Miller Lite mixed. It's got Miller High Life has that, not bitter, but it's got that little bite to it when you drink it, that real hopsy flavor.
Right.
And Miller Lite has none of that. Miller Lite's just like drinking water with beer flavoring. So it's got that Miller Lite bite, but toned down a little bit. I liked it. I would drink it again.
I see.
But I did go right back to my usual Coors Light, obviously. Not like I'm going to switch now. Not this late in life. I'm setting my ways, goddammit.
Hey, I hear you.
But yeah, I figured, we're talking about beer, bring that up right there. But yeah, he was supposed to be in that commercial, but I thought it was even better that they used Matt Cardona in that commercial. But I do like the little tweet that he put out today when this article or yesterday when this article came out, kind of saying this is what really happened. Everyone can shut the fuck up. Hangman Page put, "Thank you to everyone who respected my privacy the past few months, and a big eat my ass to those who chose not to. I'm madder than hell, and you know what I'm coming back for when I get back."
That's right.
Thought he was going to say, "I'm madder than hell, and I ain't going to take it no more." That is from Charlie Daniels.
Well, there you go. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. A song called Simple Man, if you ever want to listen to that bad boy. Many of you won't want to listen to that song once you hear it, but...
I mean, I don't mind. I know it's a different song, but I don't mind the Leonard Skinner version. There we go.
Nah, it's not even
I know
close.
like I said, I know it's a different song, but
Much.
the same title.
Yeah.
I don't mind that Simple Man, or the Mance Warner, aka Shaheen's doppelganger, uses the Shinedown version of Leonard Skinner's Simple Man. It's a pretty good song.
All right, heard that one, but no, this one is kind of a political song.
Yeah, I think I have heard this,
You
but
probably
begrudgingly because my grandpa's all about that, and me not so much. But hey,
He likes the Charlie Daniels, does he?
Oh, he does. Yes,
Well,
he
that's good shit. I mean, I like Charlie Daniels.
Him and his kid. I don't know who his kid is. Well, I guess it's Junior.
Charlie Chip. His kid is kind of trying to keep that legacy going, and it's pretty cool.
It's one way to put
it. Hey, not that kind of legacy. I just mean the musical legacy. Todd Daniels didn't. I'll tell you what; those were his later albums. His other albums were just they kicked ass, man. His that Older's country from the early '80s, late '80s was fucking awesome, dude. I mean, literally, people don't realize the Eagles were country in the '80s. Yeah, the Eagles, they were country in the '80s. Jimmy Buffett was too.
Wow.
Seriously, there's many songs that Desperado. You don't think that fucking came on country song on fucking country stations back then? Oh yeah.
Oh no, I totally believe you. I'm just trying to stay quiet about the whole Jimmy Buffett thing because I feel like we've made it through 2 years, despite being on very, very, very differing political sides of the spectrum, without getting into any real conflict. But I don't want our fight or our inevitable breakup to be caused by Jimmy fucking Buffett.
He's not for everybody, I know it. But his concerts his concerts are just a bunch of drunk, stoned people. His concerts are a bunch of me just singing along.
You would think that it would go very well with my aesthetic of just being an alcoholic, but it's not the kind of people that I want to drink with.
Really? Just a bunch of drunk people who like to fish?
Well, yeah, fishing's all right, but like usually it's the more like kind of people with money that I don't tend to get along with.
That's not really who his fan base is. Some of them, yes. Some of them, yes. This is why you don't get seats. You get lawn tickets. Then you're in the seats then you're in the lawn with your people.
You've tricked me. You somehow roped me into a Jimmy Buffett conversation, you evil shyster.
It's going to be very quick. The lawn people are your people, Smark. They're passing joints around. Dude, when I was there, this dude snuck in beers, and he was just handing them out to people. I don't know how he got them in, but he got in a backpack full of beers.
Ah, cool.
Handing them out. I got so many fucking joints past me, I could have smoked something so laced, and I wouldn't have fucking known it. Oh, my God. I was so hammered, a girl was dancing with me, and I didn't even know it.
See, I was very fortunate. Not that I smoked a shit ton of weed, but in my teenage years, I would smoke fairly regularly, and I was always very fortunate to have never gotten anything that was laced.
Well, I one time I did, but it was a stupid friend who did it to me. But man, I've been to 6 concerts, dude, and they're so much fun. They're just fun. You just get fucked up. I'm telling you, man. I was at one concert, sitting there at the Palm Beach Amphitheater at the time. I forget what it's called now. In the lawn, I'm getting a beer. I'm down at the concession stand. I'm getting a beer. Suddenly I hear, woo! I'm like, no, can't be. I look on the fucking large screen. There's Ric Flair cutting a promo for Jimmy Buffett.
Yes. Which, by the by, he put out a tweet earlier this week that I loved, which was simply, quote, "I'm never retiring, woo."
I hope he does it, man. I hope he does. Christopher Kane says Red Velvet doesn't have much of an ass. Well, she's a tiny little skinny little thing, but she's still pretty hot. I'm not going to lie.
It's sort of a gourmet situation. It's like when you go to a fancy restaurant, you don't get like a full-on like slab of meat, but you get a nice little fine cut and there's a little garnish to it. It's a little bit more expensive, a little higher of a maintenance, but it's still not bad and still enjoyable.
It can be molded at times.
I don't really want to think about the word mold when we're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry, you brought up meat. Okay. Anyway, by the way, great deflection from the Buffett conversation.
I tried.
I caught it, but I let it go. But I caught it, you son of a bitch. All right. Just move on.
Well, it is what it is. Oh, man. But to that point, they were kind of talking about Meltzer put it out again. I didn't want to go too hard on the Observer stuff, but Meltzer reporting that it is expected that Ric Flair is going to sign with AEW. So since we're already in that ballpark, I guess we could talk about that real quick.
I'd believe that. I mean, the article came out like Wednesday, or I think it might have been Tuesday, that Andrade wants the whole family there. I'm sure he does. That'd be nice to be able to see your girl a lot more, but she ain't going nowhere.
I mean, if she does, that is a testament to either A, true love, or B, he is laying some just world-class dick. If he's like, you're going to AEW, she's like, all right, yes, daddy. Like, okay, wow. You're doing well for yourself,
that's
sir.
Fucking machismo right there, dude. That's like the definition of it right there.
Maybe you and Garza should have switched gimmicks, my friend.
You are the Lothario, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Oh, shit. All right. Oh, God, wait a minute. Oh, all right. For a minute there, I thought my wife was listening to me. She does every now and then. She's like, I heard what you said. I'm like, oh, fuck. Stop listening.
It'd be like a world-class twist if she was just one of the people that just comes in the chat regularly, just under a disguise.
She could be. That's why I don't talk shit about her. Christopher Kane, Ric Flair would be great for the Southern fan base. You are 100% right. And, let's face it, he'd be there with Tully. He'd be there with Arn.
Mm-hmm.
With Jake. I mean, let's face it, he'd be there with some real fucking legends. And 3 of the 4 horsemen right there, that could go, that could really make for some cool moments. And you know what? Imagine Flair actually being there with Andrade. I know Chavo's doing a good job, and I get it, but he could just not say a word and just let Flair go. Flair could, through his promo, I hope they fix his dentures. I do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did hear somebody say that like Flair always sounds like he has a retainer in when he's talking.
Yeah, he does. Every now and then he does.
But still, though, that kind of shows you how good of a promo he is. If he's like regarded as one of the best promos, that he has like a very noticeable speech impediment.
I think that's why he had the cadence he did.
Could be.
I mean, listen, you know what's funny? When you see Cody cut promos, you know how his dad has the lisp.
Mm-hmm.
You can see, I think Cody went to speech there because you can see the lisp come out, but he doesn't pronounce it. It's very strange, but you can see his lips do it, but he's learned to not let it come out. That's weird. You can just, I don't know. Maybe that's why Flair's cadence was like that back then. He was slow. He was, he got crazy every now and then, and he would start spitting. So, I don't know. But yeah, I could see that happening. I have no doubt Flair is going to be in AEW. I can definitely see that 100%. He'd be great over there. He really, and he, like Christopher Kane said, he'd be great in those southern states. He would.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, definitely, you can never have too many people who can talk on your roster. I mean, he'd be good as, maybe a manager for somebody, or if they decide that they want an authority figure role. I hope they don't, because they've been doing just fine without one. But, you can definitely find something to do with him. I kind of feel like maybe it's not worth it based on how much he probably wants, but it's not my money. It's not my checkbook. So if they want him, he would be a good addition. Mm-hmm. Whether or not he's necessarily needed is another question. But like you said, in southern states, they would definitely pop for him, sell tickets there. It'd work out good for him, I guess.
Yeah, you can bring him out every now and then. That's the guy I would not really want to have on every week. Unless he's a manager for somebody, which if he wasn't, then just bring him on when you need to. Don't bring him out in Chicago. Don't bring him out, not that they're going to boo him. No one's going to boo Ric Flair. No one's going to boo. That was another shitty part of that fucking storyline. With Lacey. No one's going to boo Ric Flair. They love the fucking guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had talked about this time and time again, but it was just like the whole thing of just Charlotte being mad at him and just like berating him all the time. It's just like, you're not going to, you're making him seem out to be the sympathetic figure, even though she's like, you're being selfish and you're putting your needs ahead of my career and all this kind of stuff. But people just like, he was still seen as the good guy in that situation by a lot of people, even though he wasn't supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just want to cheer the guy, and I can't blame anybody for it. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. But looks like we got one more until we talk about old Keith Lee. And boy, were a lot of people wrong on Keith Lee. And I guess we're talking about Gable Steveson, Smark.
That is right, which I have it up, but it is not loading. So that's always fun. Okay, sportsillustrated.com.
That's why it's not loading. Takes a minute.
Yeah, they decided that they wanted to do one of those autoplay gimmicks that everybody loves. Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson contemplates future in WWE, the week in wrestling. So Gable Steveson says, quote, "If I ever go to WWE, I'd be a Paul Heyman guy. What is the best way to celebrate winning an Olympic gold medal? For Gable Steveson, it's going to SummerSlam. I'm heading over to Vegas to watch the champ Roman Reigns do his thing." I don't know why that makes me laugh. Says Stevenson, the 21-year-old sensation who captured the gold last week, becoming the first U.S. heavyweight to win the men's freestyle 125-kilogram event since 1992.
Wow.
I believe that's 265 in like actual conversion, like units of measurement that actually matter. Because I looked it up because, kilogram is,
I know. It's you fucking kilograms. Fuck you.
These fucking people and their ways of doing things. If you don't do things in American, you don't do them at all.
Yeah, you tell them.
It says 125 kilograms or equals 275.58 pounds. So 275 roundabout.
Heavyweight class.
Basically,
okay.
Heavyweight is
right.
short way of saying that. So anyways, he won the first men's freestyle in that division since 1992. Quote, "John Cena is great, but he's still going to have to acknowledge Roman Reigns." Oh my God, this guy. He's got it down pat.
Isn't that the promo? Isn't that the exact promo we heard tonight?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Man knows what he's doing. Stevenson won gold in the most astonishing manner, turning certain defeat into improbable victory by securing a final takedown with a half of a second remaining in the match, then punctuating it with a backflip. Quote, "It was an emotional roller coaster," Stevenson says. "Very quickly, I had so many thoughts rushing through my head. When I was losing, I reminded myself that Roman wouldn't put some guy over, so why should I? No, I reminded myself I didn't come that far to be second. I went to Japan to bring home the gold, so I put my heart out there and followed my instincts. Thankfully, it worked." Following his historic last-second takedown, Stevenson heard from Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, who have been positive influences in his life since he was in high school. A future in WWE is possible for Stevenson, and he already knows who he would align himself with on and off camera. Well, the off-camera thing doesn't work so well. "If I ever go to WWE, I'd be a Paul Heyman guy," says Stevenson, whose older brother, Bobby, who, like Gable, starred for the wrestling team at Minnesota, reports next week to train at the WWE Performance Center. Quote, "Heyman is a legend. We'd be two people doing great things, and that would be a tough team to beat. And I've known Brock since I was in high school. He's been there for me for a long time, making sure I do things the right way and put my best foot forward."
Yeah, and there's pictures of him and Brock together. And he also he did the meme thing of the guy winning the gold, the third place medal, biting the medal, and he did it, and it's a great picture, man. It's fucking perfect.
Right.
It's a
For
great
those
picture.
people who haven't seen him, I'll post a picture in the Mixler chat here. Basically, it seems like they're doubling down. It seems like they want two sort of people in command for like the second Brock or for the new Brock. They want to make sure that they have as many opportunities for the next Brock as humanly possible. So we've been talking about Parker Boudreaux a lot, and now we got Gable Stevenson out there, I guess, who's going to be there just in case, I guess, as a fail-safe. He'll be Brock number 2.
Possibly. Now, it's funny, he even dissed AEW. Jake Hager put out a tweet and tagged him in it. Jake Hager said, "I bet $20,000 that at Gable Stevenson could not take me down. Any takers?" And he hashtagged AEW Dynamite, and of course AEW 1 on TNT. Gable replied back, "If you want to lose $20K in 5 seconds, then let's go. And Jake Hager said, well, someone has to pay the taxes for your gold. Would you like Houston, Chicago, or New York? Gable says, never heard of you, but DM me for my address. Never heard of Jake Hager? I don't know about that one. I think he probably has.
Actually, Sasha Baron Corbin brings up a good point. Brock Lesnar has an actual son, Brock Lesnar Jr.
Yeah.
So perhaps they should just maybe wait a little while before they start trying to build up the next Brock. But who knows? That's one of their only kind of big stars within the last 2 decades. So
I don't know, man. I'm still looking. I'm still looking down that that little looking glass that we, a few weeks ago, that huge article on how WWE wants Brock for SummerSlam. I mean, if they want it, they'll get it. So you never know. Next Sunday, who knows?
Well, if they have the right money, they'll get him. That's what's important there.
I don't think Brock gives a shit about money at this point. I think Brock wants to do Brock.
Yeah, that raises the interesting point of does he want to come back then? Does he actually want to be there?
No, I think Brock wants to sit there, hunt, learn to cut up meat. And, dude, the guy has probably so much money he can't even spend it. I mean, seriously, he's made money on so many things. Many things. He's made money in UFC. He's made money. I know he didn't get into football, but he probably made something off of it.
Well, yeah, he was training camp. So he probably made a little bit of money off of that.
The name that it got him back from WWE because he kept his name out there. People gave a shit because of that. So,
fun fact: he was actually in Madden one year because of that. Because he was with the training camp with the Minnesota Vikings. So he ended up making the list of the roster on Madden one of the years. I forget which year it was, but sort of interesting.
Oh, that is kind of interesting, right there. That is very interesting. Cool. I mean, but I just don't think Brock really is interested in coming back. I think it's great that he can look at probably, a mil even, and just be like, meh, I'd rather sit at home, hunt, learn to slice up, process, what I kill. Fine. Let him. He's got so much money. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got a kid, got a great life, great plays, I'm sure. Where is he, in Canada now?
I think so.
I'm sorry for him, but I'm sure he's happy.
Well, according to the old Wikipedia, it describes him as an American-Canadian professional wrestler. So,
there you go. There you go. And he's got dual citizenship. How do you think? Well, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool right there.
Saskatchewan, Canada. There you go.
Where?
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan.
Merrifield, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Oh. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. What's that about? What's all that about?
Saskatchewan. Who else is from Saskatchewan in wrestling? Is Jericho?
No. Maybe? No, I think Jericho's from Ontario or Toronto.
Let's see. Fucking A. Bill from Calgary.
Okay, Calgary maybe. Yeah, I knew he wasn't from fucking A.
Yeah, it's same. Well, I'm going to be looking for fucking... I wish somebody would help me and throw me a lifeline here. Fucking A. Everybody's from Calgary. I was like, because I went from Jericho to Lance Storm. Lance Storm's also Calgary.
I knew he was. They used to bill him from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Mm-hmm. That one I knew. Anyway, I guess we should get into the last little article that we've got here. It's on Keith Lee. That was another big story this week. Keith Lee finally. He said he was going to do it. He actually said give him 2 or 3 weeks, and I think it's been less than 2 weeks now. He went ahead and put this little video out. Now, it's a 6-minute video. I don't think we're going to play the whole thing. I don't really want to play the whole thing.
Holy balls, Roddy Piper.
Really?
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, according to Wikipedia, as well as Stu Hart. I knew somebody was from fucking Saskatchewan other than, well, I guess Brock's not from it, but.
Why does Piper being from a place called Saskatoon not surprise me?
Doesn't surprise me either.
No, not at all. So,
some guy known as Richard Pound.
Stop it already.
Dick Pound from Saskatchewan.
All right, I'm just gonna hit play on the video. We'll play a little bit of it here. I can't. We're going to the video, Smart. Keith Lee talking.
Yes,
what happened? Let's see how much he gets in this beginning of this video here. Let's go.
All right. So, obviously, I've been a busy bee. I said that for those who took the time to care for me, that, just information for you guys, something to share, because I've always kind of been that way. Open, for the most part. So, the first time I tried to record this, it turned out to be like 13 minutes, so we're going to try and reduce some of that this time. So let's talk about time since January, yeah? All right, let's get this knocked out. So, as some of you know, toward the end of January, I missed about 3 weeks on TV. At that time, I had contracted COVID. And actually, before I continue, let me go ahead and point out something, because I did see some disturbing and just rude remarks toward Mia Yim. Some stating that it was her fault that I was gone, and some stating that she gave me COVID and what have you. Let me go ahead and clear that up right now. That needs to be clear. Were it not for her, I don't know how things would have gone, to be quite honest. I contracted COVID. She did not. Actually, for like 3 weeks. And the only reason that she did contract it was because she refused to not be there and take care of me. And unfortunately, that ended up costing her an opportunity in the Royal Rumble. But that was a chance she was willing to take. So, at the end of the day, I'm grateful to her. And it's unfortunate that some of you are ungrateful, because the reality is there's no telling how things would have gone without her assistance. So,
all right. So he cleared that up. That's one thing we don't have to get into. So, like you said, Mia Yim, and people were being like a little rude. Oh, Mia Yim got COVID and gave it to Keith Lee. We heard that.
This is definitely why I'm glad I'm not in charge of any of these like rumor websites or things like that, because if I was one of the people that were spreading that rumor, I would have probably just about shit myself, because I honestly thought he was about to be like, I've written down every one of your names. That will be the last thing you ever say. I'm going to hunt you for sport.
Yeah, pretty much. But
where it's like, because like, just imagine like you're talking shit about this guy's wife, and it's all of a sudden like, oof, you do not want to see that man like in person.
Yeah, just imagine him going, oh, look, this guy lives like right down the road from us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be awful. I mean,
so there was just something about him wearing a gray hoodie that it doesn't work. It just looks kind of weird wearing a gray hoodie.
I'd still run if he came at me in a gray hoodie.
Absolutely, but it looks like the hood portion is just like too tight, so he has like a little bit of like some like kind of ET vibes. It's just weird.
I'd run if he came at me in a gray tutu. This guy's fucking massive.
He is. He's a hulking massive man.
But to get into a little bit more of what really happened and why he was off television for more than a couple of weeks, like Drew McIntyre and guys who did get COVID and then come back. So what happened was he came back for that one match against Riddle in February, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets called the next morning. Now, obviously, he came back. I'm sure they checked his blood. I'm sure they did a very, they do the little test on him to make sure they can compete. And something was off with his blood. And what happened was the doctor said some people may have experienced this thing where it's like inflammation in the heart or lungs. It was in his heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His quote, that led to very scary times. I was basically forbidden from training or any activity outside of a light walk. There was a fear that doing more than that there was a chance that I could just up and pass away. In other words, his heart could have exploded.
Right.
You know whose heart actually exploded, I can think of? Who's that guy from the OxyClean guy?
Oh, Billy Mays.
Billy Mays. Billy Mays had an enlarged heart. It was inflamed. His heart was inflamed. He did a fucking line of coke, and it killed him like that.
All right, well, that answers my next question, because I was right in the process of looking up Billy Mays cocaine, because I had thought that he did coke.
He did, but they said if it wasn't for the fact that his heart was inflamed, he might have actually lived. He knew his heart was inflamed. He knew he had an enlarged heart and shouldn't have been doing that. That'll just spike your blood pressure. You almost don't have a chance. Basically, you get a fucking your blood starts thinning. It starts pumping out of control, and goodbye.
This kind of changes the way that you think about the Grinch. Because his heart grew 2 sizes that day. That's a serious medical condition. That's not whimsical at all.
But it was so small already.
That's true. So that's normal. He can still function.
Right. It was already.
I get it.
It was already shrunk. He was working on shrinking it, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
He was working on it. Yes, the Grinch. So basically, he said that's why he was out for longer. He was doing MRIs and all this stuff on his heart. And once again, to quote him, so this became a fight against death, so to speak. And it took up until the company sent me to Pittsburgh to get looked at. It was to the point where I was about to have to undergo genetic testing and all sorts of things because it was thought that there was a potential that I could have a heart disease of sorts. Could have. A lot of different things could have been going on. But it looks like he got through it. But he even said the first MRI was bad. The second one was even worse. I don't know what they've done, but it looks like he's ready to go back. I mean, he's been back a couple of times already. I could see him getting back slowly. They're probably not going to want to push him too many matches too hard.
Right.
So, I'm just from what he said though, this was like touch and go scary for him.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen the video too, and just the idea of just basically being in his position where the doctor tells you that he wouldn't advise anything other than walking,
right? Or
your fucking heart's gonna explode. Essentially, is just like that's a scary thing to hear. Like even outside of just, oh well, I'm never gonna be able to wrestle again. It's like it's way bigger than that. It's even just like this is not a great situation to be in by any means.
Yeah, see, I have a thing where at weird times of the year, you know what? When I get totally fucking like drained and I'm basically living off of, sips of 5-hour energy and shit like that, my heart will start double pumping. And it gets to the point where like it'll start doing it so many times where I'll do that because I can't catch my breath when it does it. And I went to the doctor and he's like, oh, your heart's working too good. Don't worry about it. And he's like, maybe slow down the beer.
That's just, they tell you that just anytime you come in.
I mean, basically he was saying my blood's pretty thin because I drink a lot.
It's like, I twisted an ankle. Maybe slow down in the beer. I'm like, that doesn't have anything to do with it.
Well, that's because I said the words hold my beer before I did something stupid.
True.
So, all right. But, I mean, really, this could have been a bad situation. He's right. He could have had a lot of things wrong. And, dude, that's your heart. That's your battery. That's our battery in our body is our heart. When it stops, we stop.
That's it.
So there's a lot of things you can laugh off. Oh, I got this, I got that, I got a cold, I got COVID. All right, whatever. Your heart any kind of heart disease is very, 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 very sensitive.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, the pills I take when I get my cluster headaches are not good for me because I don't have a blood pressure problem, but it's blood pressure medication. It's called Verapamil. And the reason most people take them all the time as a preventative to not get cluster headaches. I get off of them because it gives you a much larger chance of having congenital heart disease.
Oh, okay.
So when my headaches go away, I have to slowly wean off of them. Otherwise, my blood pressure could spike. So I usually take 3 a day. Then I'll start taking 2. Then I'll go to 1. And then my doctor recommended I go to a half. So I did that the last time I got off of them. So, but yeah, man, there's, anything with the heart, you just got to worry about. And the last thing I want is a heart disease. So when I don't have my headaches, I get off those pills for as long as I can. I've been a few years so far without them. Any day, though, they could pop back in me, and I've got a stockpile of pills and oxygen. Got to have the oxygen. It's the only thing that works.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It does. It does. All right. Damn. See, Smark, you didn't think we'd get to all the news.
Yeah.
We got to it. And we don't, SmackDown was a pretty decent show, I actually thought. We already touched a little bit on the John Cena, Roman Reigns thing, but I'll tell you, it's very odd to see WWE promoting a pay-per-view 8 days before the pay-per-view.
Honestly, I thought I was going to say you could kind of just stop with promoting a pay-per-view.
Well, I'm a little shocked. I'm a little baffled. I'm also a little happy that they're doing it. They haven't done this in a while. Seriously. They just figure whoever's watching is watching. They know the pay-per-view is on. We'll just start promoting it the week of.
Well, I mean, what ends up tending to happen more often than not is just they give you the same match over and over again on the weekly television, and it's like, well, now this time it's at the pay-per-view, though.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like, all right, you pay us now for a match you've seen 5 times already for free.
Yeah, this match is no DQ or whatever bullshit, but It's very odd to see this. I'm happy. Again, it's a good feeling, but it's a little weird. But of course, SmackDown starts off just how it would have 10 years ago. We get John Cena coming out there. He wants to grade Roman. He gives him the D. That line didn't come out so well. I'm going to give you a D. You're going to give him a dick? Cena, stop that, you silly, silly goose. He says at SummerSlam he's going to give Roman an F. You know what that means, the old F-U. He did even call himself the Doctor of Thugonomics tonight, Smark.
That's right. He's back in practicing thugonometry or whatever.
There you go. He's a practicing Doctor of Thugonomics, obviously.
That's right.
Roman's music hits. We go to commercial. I'm like, are you fucking serious? You guys go 20 fucking minutes without a commercial half the time, and you literally give us Roman's music, and then we go to commercial?
Mm-hmm.
What fucking world are we living in?
I always love how it seems so awkward to be in that kind of position when you're the wrestlers, even when you're just the fans in attendance for the live show. Because they did this on Dynamite, too, because they had Jurassic Express come out. Mm-hmm. And then they immediately went to commercial. So it's like, what are you going to do during those 2 or 3 minutes? Are you just going to just dance to your theme song or whatever? Just vamping in front of a live crowd while you wait for the fucking show to come back. It always seems like it'd be a real awkward thing.
They go down in the crowd. They kind of interact a little bit, and then they're told when there's a minute left, and they get back in the ring and take it seriously.
Yeah,
seriously, that's what they do.
I mean, I still feel like that would just be kind of awkward, but I mean, I get what you're saying there. But back in the day before, they obviously made him drop it for understandable reasons, I suppose. But Sammy Guevara had a good out for that, of just coming out with the cue cards, because he automatically had something to do during those commercial breaks, and then they gave him the signal, like you said.
Well,
we even played that one like audio clip of like them telling him to hurry up, and he like sped through it. He was like, "We still got like a minute 15." He was like, "You motherfucker!"
He was like, "Oh shit!" He did all right. He went looking for the cards. He fumbled around, but listen, dude, the guy's young. We even gave him a pass back then. I believe both of us did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I think we both did. So, but there were some good lines during this little face-to-face with these guys. Cena did remind us, if he wins the Universal Championship, it's his 17th time, which actually gave me a worry. Rumor is they've got more for him after SummerSlam that isn't promoted yet because they're not 100%. So, you know what's going on there. You never know. But I did like, all right, here's some good lines from Cena first. You almost ruined Seth Rollins. You ran Dean Ambrose out of WWE, and the crowd went nuts for that line.
Right. Yes, it was very much like a fucking like punchline from a rap battle. You just had a bunch of people go, "Oh!"
Oh, and this one was just as good. I'm gonna take that title, jump the barricade, and I might even blow you a kiss goodbye. Obviously referencing when CM Punk blew Cena a kiss after winning the title and, finger quotes, walked out of the company.
But the interesting thing about this, and I don't know if this was done by design, if this was Cena being smart, or if this was not at all the reaction he intended to get, with them being in Oklahoma, they were a less smarky crowd. So, like, that one went over like a lead balloon. Like, nobody responded to that at all, other than just the people that were watching at home. That was like, wow, he really went there, huh?
Yeah, they might have been a little shocked he said that. Then maybe
I
people
definitely
just...
was. I mean, I know they've been working sort of work shoots during these during all these segments of promos anyway, but I'm kind of surprised that that's not persona non grata at the moment. Although, to that point, the WWE YouTube channel has been uploading various random Daniel Bryan CM Punk matches over the last week.
Someone said that they were it's very
there was
odd.
the one with Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett. There was one CM Punk from SummerSlam, I think. I could find you the exact matches, but they've been doing them. Which makes no sense. I don't get what they're doing with that, but because back in the day, it used to be kind of funny where you would see Impact shamelessly enough promoting. It's like, hey, CM Punk was here for 2 months. Come back and check out our archives.
Well,
every once in a while, Ring of Honor would do it, but he was there for much longer, so it made sense.
Ring of Honor, I believe, was the one who did it with Styles or Kevin Owens when he got called up. Which one was it? AJ Styles or Kevin Owens? Maybe
I would
both.
probably say Owens, because they were both working there, but Owens is more of a mainstay than AJ was. AJ would just sporadically appear.
I think it was one of those two they did it with. But now that we said a line by Cena, we got to say one by Roman Reigns. They were getting back to the missionary line that he used, and he said, 20 years of missionary position may have been good for you, but it wasn't good enough for Nikki Bella. And the crowd gave a little ooh.
Which apparently there was an article about this. I could find it if need be, but just sort of loosely paraphrasing it. I believe he was on the Sam Roberts show where he was talking about WWE edited out the missionary line before. So and he basically said in response to that he was not worried about getting in trouble because literally, and I remember this being an exact quote, what are they going to do? Keep me off of SmackDown.
Were they going to fire him?
Yeah, he literally, he's basically just out there, even I guess being in character in a sense, but just basically being out there and being like, they're not going to fucking touch me.
No, the guy's fucking Teflon, dude. He's fucking Teflon. They're not going to do shit to him. But literally, he doesn't, he's another one who doesn't need the fucking company. He doesn't need them. He's got Hollywood. He doesn't give a shit. Go out there, say what he wants. He said before, he goes out there a lot of times and just says what he wants, and no one says a word to him about it.
Right.
Who's going to fucking say anything to him? No one. I mean, you know, you can sit there, you can shit on the guy all you want. Oh, you know, the 5 moves of doom, blah, blah, blah. But he kind of saved the company during those years. He kind of did. They pushed him to the fucking moon. But without a John Cena, man, that company, who else were they going to push at that time?
Right. No, I get you.
So, anyway, we get Nakamura after that, coming out with Rick Boogs versus Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz. Around the mid-match, we got referee ejected Boogs for playing the guitar.
I guess. I mean, I was expecting him to sort of pull like an Animal House and just grab it and break it over the barricade. Be like, I'm sorry.
I like that one. We definitely did review that movie, me and Anthony. But yeah, I didn't get it. And then the ref just boots Aziz, who did nothing.
Right. Yeah, no, like this is the thing is like the match itself was pretty decent. It wasn't a bad match, but like they basically just wanted you to know there's like, all right, this is going to be like a regular wrestling match. Like there's not going to be any shenanigans. But they didn't do anything to set up anything that would justify booting both of them out.
No,
and
but
it seemed like they were very much like it seemed like they were almost heavy-handedly giving away the result before it even happened. Where it's like you've seen the past couple of weeks, Aziz has gotten involved and he's caused, Nakamura the match or whatever. Or when somebody gets the offense on Apollo, he gets involved and then that's it for him. So it's like they're basically like setting this up where it's like, no, don't turn the channel. You're going to want to see this because you can probably guess what's going to happen next.
Yeah, probably. But you're right, and you're right. And I got to tell you, as soon as they booted Aziz, I'm like, oh shit, are they giving this fucking title to Nakamura?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is basically it seemed like they were doing everything they could to just like elbow you in the ribs and be like, keep watching. Nakamura's going to win this one. You're going to like it.
Yeah. Sorry, I was taking a little swig there. And Jesus, they had the pyro ready for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then on top of that, though, like Nakamura ends up winning this match, and then like immediately after, Rick Boogs plays the guitar. It's like he had to have still been there.
No, he came down. Actually, I forget.
Did he hurry up and come down? I didn't see him come down, but I did hear him playing the guitar.
I think it was Cole saying, "No, it was Pat. Look who's back to play the guitar." He came running down.
He got a good run then because he was out there real quick.
Oh, he was. He came right out. He came right out like he was watching a gorilla. And, dude, once again, Pat McAfee, whatever you want to fucking call him.
Out there dancing on the table.
Dancing on the table and in a pair of fucking jeans and a fucking cut-off T-shirt. He's not out there in a goddamn suit. He's out there as him. He's out there as a goddamn fan, dude. Literally, if this guy was walking, like, sitting in the audience, I don't think many people would catch it for a while. You really couldn't tell. I just, I right now I don't have headphones. Our Bluetooth dongle has broken, and I haven't got another one yet. But when I get my headphones back, but he brings out that, again, he just brings that fan out in all of us. Even Michael Cole said that it's just completely revitalized his whole career. He just feels a whole new feeling for wrestling having this guy beside him. And I'll tell you, man, it may be making SmackDown a better show just because he's on there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think so too. I mean, actual genuine enthusiasm is something that's long been missing in their commentary across the board.
I wouldn't doubt. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I could see it possibly happening. When this little draft happens, I could see that being a good way to get him over to Raw because I think he could be much more useful on Raw. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but then that becomes a whole nother thing of does Vince have a tighter grip on Raw? Is he going to let him be him? I know McAfee doesn't really care. Like, if he gets fired, he gets fired. He has his own, ventures outside of that. He doesn't really need them.
No.
But still, are they? The theoretical question is if they bring him to Raw, or are they going to ruin him?
I think Vince is yelling in his ear either way. I mean, that's what they say, that Vince is in their ears no matter what you do. So, I don't know, man. I think that Vince probably loves Pat's humor.
There was a story in relation to that. I don't know if we talked about this on the show or not, but it was a story that CM Punk had told when he was doing the commentary because he got injured and all of that. You know, he was wearing the suit with his wrestling attire, the trunks underneath it, the tights. That was a funny look. But he was saying that he was doing commentary and like he had the headphones on, and Vince was just screaming up a storm in his ear. And he said that he went to, you know, he kind of was working, and he asked King if there was a way that they could control the volume on that. And he said he showed him the volume button, and he said that Punk just like turned the volume all the way off, and that King was just staring at him, just wide-eyed, like, you can't do that. What are you doing? And he's like, all right, let's do the show.
You just turned off. Oh my God, he's gonna kill you.
You're going to get a stern talking to, young man.
Yeah, probably at that time they couldn't touch Punk, because Punk was another one, man, who fucking had some hell of runs in that company. And there was a time where he was the only thing fucking worth watching on whatever show he was on. So I forget what he was on back then. That's why I said that. But there you go. Nakamura.
He did a couple of things. He was on Raw, and he would do NXT because he was on the terrible fucking season of NXT, where it was like it was all women, but then they were just doing like obstacle courses and shit like that. It was a bad show.
Yeah, it was. You got a point there. Street Profits. After that, Smark versus the Alpha Academy. Street Profits got a pretty quick win. There's not much to get into in this match. It wasn't that long of a match. One thing I'll get into is, goddamn, Montez Ford. Dude, he fucking... the man used the ring as a springboard. He did... See how much fucking air he got jumping over those fucking ropes to take out Otis?
Mm-hmm.
This guy is a goddamn marvel of fucking launching himself. Absolutely amazing. Such a fucking talented guy, man. You know, you look at him and Bianca Belair, and you're like, the two most talented athletic people are just together, and it's just like somehow the earth should collapse or something because of it. I don't know. They're just both incredibly talented, incredibly fucking athletic, and just amazing sometimes.
And I mean, I guess, I don't know, I guess he doesn't fit the bill anymore because he's 31 now, but they're looking for these younger people to make stars out of it. It's like, Jesus Christ, like, the answer is staring you right in the face. Like, you don't care about tag teams anyway. You break tag teams up all the fucking time as it is. Just put the rocket on the man.
Well, he's skinny, Smart. That's why he's got the big man by him. Who, and I'm in no way am I, throwing shade here at Dawkins. He's talented. He got good charisma, but Montez Ford just overshadows him.
See, that's interesting though, because he doesn't. He's being listed as being 6'1", but he doesn't look 6'1". He looks taller than him.
Which one?
To me, at least, Ford.
Well,
I guess because he's lean.
Thin. He's thin. I mean, he's not skinny. He's ripped as hell. But he's just not a giant guy. Like, I could lift weights for fucking 2 years and I wouldn't really get much bigger than I am.
Plus, I mean, usually people that have that kind of vertical leap are usually people that are like 6'5", 6'6", like people that are in like the NBA have that kind of thing that are, that size.
Well, yeah.
So like the idea that he has that kind of fucking hang time at 6'1" is crazy.
Well, that's what happens when you fucking know how to work your legs, man. I mean, it's just amazing. I just find the guy so talented. I mean, he's another one that, if it wasn't for Big E, I would be pushing this guy just as much as Big E. So, I do see big things once they do, and they will break that tag team. I see big things for him. I'm not worried about Dawkins. I don't think Dawkins is going to be a Tucker situation.
Well, for whatever it's worth, to that point, he ended up picking up the win, Dawkins, tonight, right? So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm not as fearful for Dawkins as I was for Tucker, and I was right about Tucker. We were right about Tucker. So
yeah, I mean, everybody saw that. I think even Tucker saw that coming. Where it's just like, yeah, get some shit ready. You're gonna need it.
The fact that he didn't go online and be like, people, don't worry about me. The fact he was like, yeah, these people are so right. I am so gone. I am so gone. He's scrolling through Facebook on his phone. I'm so gone.
Well, I mean, it's not the same necessarily, but I had listened to a little bit of an interview that Chelsea Green did where she was like, she kind of thought it was coming too. So when she ended up inevitably getting fired, she just, put in a call to her husband, and Cardona showed up, and like she said, within an hour, she had her own like pro wrestling tees store and just all this shit set up for, to help her get bookings and make money on her own. It's like, yeah, you gotta be smart about this kind of thing. You gotta be ready for anything.
Dude, again, there's another guy you can shit on, Cardona, but he knows how to market himself. He literally got himself over while WWE was forcibly trying to keep him off the roster. He got himself over on a YouTube show that WWE crushed as soon as they touched it. The second they put their fucking fingers on it, they just squeezed it out like a sponge. He had to know that was coming. But the guy knows how to market himself, man. He really does. So, you got to give him a little credit there. But anyway, this isn't a whole Matt Cardona thing. I've put him over enough in the past few weeks, and he was brilliant with the fucking PBR commercial. Brilliant. Rollins comes out again. I got to say, this felt like a go-home show. This felt like a go-home show, Smark.
Yeah, it was. Or it did feel that way for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting that it seems like they're having sort of the same feud going on twice, in a sense, because it was like, well, like the Rollins Edge feud kind of seems like it mirrors the Reigns Cena feud, where you have the younger guy who's like, it's his show now, he's taken over, and you have the older guy that's saying, I'm still the best, I'm better than you, so on and so forth, and I'm gonna prove it. And it's kind of interesting that they're basically kind of telling the same story, just slightly different way of just like, because you had Rollins had that video package was something else.
Oh,
because it was basically it listed every like career accomplishment that Edge did, but then it like downplayed it. And it was like, yeah, but Seth beat Brock Lesnar. How many times did Edge beat Brock Lesnar? Edge is shit.
Yeah, and you see Seth's storyline, the Seth and whatchamacallit storyline, Edge, I'm sorry, has at least the backstory that they keep telling about 2014, where the whole authority thing, where Cena was forced to bring back the authority by Seth Rollins. John, bring him back, John. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah. So at least it has that backstory, as annoying as that backstory was. And stupid. It really, that whole authority thing. Why would they? Seriously, that's something I wouldn't have brought up. That was some of the worst television. Some of the worst.
To everybody but them, though, is the problem.
I know.
They're proud of that shit, unfortunately.
I know they are. I really do. I know they are. But at least it's got that little bit of backstory to it, though, which is, I mean, I guess that's the little bit of difference. But you're right. It does. There's definitely a little kind of, mirror image going on there of these storylines. But this just felt like the go-home show, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, is SummerSlam on this weekend? And they kept saying, next Sunday, and I'm like, seriously? It's next Sunday? Not this Sunday. Are they confusing words?
Do they not know what next means?
Yes. Is it NXT Sunday? I don't know what they're doing at this point. I don't know. But it was odd. All right, we got a few little things to get into here, and then we're ready to wrap up. Not bad. We got through a lot of shit in a little bit of time, and had a nice little watch along, sort of, with Rampage there. All right, so we get Dominic and his dad versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Mid-match, the Usos pop up on the Tron, just being a couple little hype men, basically. Caused a distraction. Dominic still got the win, which pissed off the Usos. And that was pretty much it. I really wasn't much special in this match. I mean, Ziggler and Roode are the usual as Stone Cold would say, mechanics, just good hands in the match and did what they usually do. Lose.
That's it.
Lose and lose with some style.
That's it.
What? You got nothing else?
Not really. I mean, you had the whole Ray getting mad at Dominic for paying attention to the screen and not his opponents. They've been doing the whole thing about Dominic being a little too cocky and Ray needing to keep his eyes on the prize. They kind of furthered that thing, which is obviously, it seems like it's leading to somebody turning on somebody, but I almost wouldn't be surprised if Ray was the one that turned, because as obvious as they're making it seem like it's going to be Dominic at some point.
I could see that. I could see, we all thought Dominic was going to turn during the Buddy Murphy shit. We see where that ended up. But, that Buddy Murphy stuff all kind of went south with Aaliyah, whatever. Aaliyah, was that her name?
Yeah, it was Aaliyah.
Aaliyah was her name. That all kind of just took a nosedive, literally. That shit just stopped when they got a little bit of reaction because of the fucking age difference, and they stopped it.
Well, that was the thing. That was one of the times where they actually listened to people, and I'm glad that they did, because everybody was just like, I don't know, this feels weird. I wish they would stop it. And like enough people said that enough times that everybody was just like, yeah, you know what, this is kind of a weird angle. Let's go ahead and put the kibosh on this.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, there's really not much on that from there. It's just, it is what it is. But I could see Dominic turning and them doing a literally winner leaves or loser leaves. I'm sorry, winner leaves, loser leaves.
Like that would be the more ideal situation.
That'd be the better match.
Fighting for your freedom at this point.
The winner gets out of this hellhole. Suddenly it's Thunderdome. Suddenly it's Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. The rules are there are no
cinematic
rules.
Matches, so this could literally happen on a sinking ship. The first one into the lifeboat wins.
A little raft with a little trolling motor on it.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me, I got to go get a battery tomorrow for my trolling motor. Thank you. For my boat.
Nice.
Oh, my brother-in-law took my batteries out to get $20. No, I got to spend $200. But this is a good week to get a battery because I'm working all weekend. Shoot me now!
All right.
I got the gun. Anyway, we get our favorite boy. We get Corbin. Mm-hmm. He's strolling to the ring for his last plea. I gotta tell you, they really do have the guy looking awful.
He did. He had like my favorite lines tonight. First off, I like the idea that he said that he had like an app on his phone. You could just gonna bring it around and you could just like swipe your credit card with that. So
he had the square from PayPal.
Yeah,
that's the square.
That part of it made me laugh. My absolute favorite line of the night, though, on either of the shows, Kevin Owens comes out. I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but he's lecturing Corbin at this point, basically. He's like, you asked John Cena for $100,000. Who asked somebody for $100,000? Without hesitation, Corbin says, someone that needs $100,000. I genuinely laughed at that shit. I was like,
that was actually a good line. But yeah, Corbin looks awful in this. And I kind of like Owens' whole little attitude. It was like, aren't you embarrassed? I mean, I'm completely paraphrasing his whole little promo, but that's kind of where it went. Aren't you embarrassed?
Right. Yeah, that was the whole gist of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Aren't you ashamed? He's like, no, I'm not ashamed. I need this money.
Matter of fact, I'm not leaving till you give me $1,000. And Owens goes, all right, beat me in a match. And if you lose, you stop begging people. So let me break this down, Smark.
Yes.
This match is for Corbin to still be able to beg people for money. That's it.
That's it.
This match is so Baron Corbin can still shamefully beg people for money
The old panhandling stipulation.
Boy, WWE.
I'm so sad that they don't care about NXT anymore, because I would love nothing more than just mid promo, like LA Grimes and Cameron Knight, and Corbin just strolls on.
Whoa!
Starts begging him for money.
LA Grimes and Cameron Knight.
I think I said it right. I think I said
no.
LA Knight.
Listen back to that.
LA Knight, Cameron Grimes. There we go. We corrected it.
Listen back to that.
I'm not going to, because I'm mortified. I will take your word that I didn't think I fucked up, which I guess is the problem, is that I didn't recognize it, or else I would have corrected it. But
shit, that was a good one. I like that. And you said it so smooth. It was perfect, man. I loved it. It. Obviously, Kevin Owens wins this match. He picked up the win. And Corbin was pissed. We come back from commercial. Now, get into this just a little bit. We don't spend too much time on this one. I don't want to. Corbin stole the Money in the Bank briefcase from Big E. Please tell me this is not how Big E is losing this. Please tell me he's not losing it this way. I will flip my shit, and I hope a bunch of other people do if that actually is. I don't think it's going to. I think he'll get it back. But I was not happy when I saw this, because I'm like, there's been a lot of talk about how officials love this guy, and I don't know what they're doing here. But I think Big E's going to get it back. If they don't, I think they're going to get a lot of backlash from that shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anything, at least gives him a feud that's not Apollo Crews again, because they've run that well dry for so long. But yeah, I don't think they're going to take it off Big E just yet. But who knows? Yeah. They took it off Otis when he won it last year, so.
Well, true, but that was for a girl. That's right, Dirk's right. Happy Corbin. It was that they trademarked Happy Corbin. They did.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I guess.
Oh, if they take a. They don't.
I mean, I honestly, I'm not trying to predict right now or by the end of the year or any sort of time frame to that. But I absolutely see them making him champion at least once in the near future.
Well, once again, only Wednesdays for us. I will be preparing for a movie show on Fridays come September 3rd. And happy about it at this point. Let's get into the main event and then wrap this bad boy up here. Getting a little, not that late, but I got to be up at 6:30. So, Bianca Belair, Sasha, they got a little contract signing. They were promoting it all night once again for the main event. With Sonya Deville out there being the mediator, I guess you could call her. It was going fine. Carmella and Zelina Vega kind of came down, and everyone attacks Bianca. Sasha stood with the championship after all that because she kind of told them all to back off. But I loved the ending with just Sasha using Bianca's braid for the crossface.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Bianca was selling that shit great, and that was a great way to end the show, just by the looks of how painful it looked.
Yeah, I like it. I like the way that they did that. I thought that was creative. Couple of things though. Why was Sasha dressed like China? That was a little bit weird.
Looked good to me.
She had the leather and she had the little tassels and accoutrement with it. I mean, it looked good on her, but it was just kind of weird. And for some reason, everybody but Bianca was wearing see-through clothing, which again, not going to complain about, but it was just weird that happened.
I'll never complain about Sasha in leather.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. It's just not in my nature.
I see.
Can't complain about a beautiful girl in leather. You can't do it.
I understand.
Nope. It's not allowed. My grandpa. No, he didn't really tell me that. I'm sorry. I can't even think of anything. But no. Sasha always looks good, but in leather, she looked really good. I could break out a crop and give her a few spankings.
Well, there you go. That's always fun.
I got handcuffs.
I understand.
They would have gone good with that leather outfit. That's all I'm saying. I got the key.
Oh.
I got the key. Oh wait, no, my wife has the key. Shit. Oh fuck. All right.
Oh, that's good. It's gonna be an interesting evening.
No, it's not. I got to be up at 6:30. It's interesting. He fell asleep that fast. Wow. Okay.
There you have it.
Shit. But again, thought it was a great way to end this show. But I'm gonna say it one more time for a third time. This felt like a go-home show, and it's shocking, and it's weird to see WWE. I know it's been a long time, but they have just been not worrying about promoting their pay-per-views. And this one here, they're just, I know they were making this kind of their WrestleMania since there's fans back and everything. Smart idea what they're doing, promoting this early. But again, it's just a little jarring when you see him doing the right thing.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing though, is like now I have no faith in what's going to happen next Friday.
Uh-oh.
Because like if this was what led into SummerSlam, I would be moderately interested. Which I know doesn't sound like a good sale, but like moderately interested versus fighting to have any interest, which is like the last couple of WWE pay-per-views. It's a big step up. But now I'm worried that like next week it's just going to be something that just I don't even know what their like go home is going to look like next week. It's just going to be like people playing Uno in the background or whatever. I don't know.
Ooh, I like Uno.
I like Uno as well.
I do. We have Uno here. I taught the kids to play. They love it. They do. It's basically Crazy Eights or Old Maid. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirk is a fan of Carmella in the outfit. She was wearing see-through pants.
Look, Carmella's pretty hot, and then you get to that face, and it's like, oh my God, what did you do?
Yeah, kind of like a sex dog attained sentience.
Yes. What did she do to her face?
Mm.
My God.
she preserved it. Like, you know how there's a bunch of just like chemicals and additives and shit where they have like Big Macs that have been sitting on a table for like 2 years and there's no trace of mold. Like her face is built to survive like a nuclear holocaust or like a nuclear fucking fallout.
Oh, so okay, so it'll be TNA, cockroaches, and Carmella's face.
Yep. Yeah, she'll be their women's champion because her face will be the only lasting female wrestler.
All right, we've narrowed it down. So if the world ever comes to an end, that's going to be the three things left. I'm not sure who will survive the TNA apocalypse, but we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see.
I think that was it. All right, not bad at all. Looks like we're at about 2.5 hours. I would say a little less than 2.5 hours. And I think we can go ahead and wrap that bad boy up from there. Let me close this out here. We will actually do plugs at the end of this show tonight.
By the by, real quick, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, but tomorrow, there's a lot of good wrestling, if you like independent wrestling of a sort, because New Japan Strong, their USA promotion's got a pay-per-view, Moxley's going to be there, Archer's going to be there, Jay White's there, so there's going to be a lot of like big matches on that show. That's going to be a good show. Moose is going to be there. He's been pretty good in Impact, so that's interesting. And then, like I said a couple of times, Triple Mania is going to be tomorrow too, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you like non-WWE or AEW shows, this is going to be your weekend, so check those out.
There you go. Plenty of stuff coming up. Going to be a good little wrestling weekend coming up here. So very nice. Oh, there you go. Dirk also added 4 things. Dana Brooke's face too. So Carmella and Dana Brooke both will be left on this earth.
They'll just be wrestling each other in, like for perpetuity.
Oh, too, man. I actually, I believe it or not, if you put Dana and Carmella and said pick a body, I'd pick Dana all day.
I mean, you're kind of working with the same sort of archetypes. Oh, like there's a lot of. They're both enhancement talents, I guess is the proper way to say that these days.
Yeah, but Dana's got that bodybuilder kind of body. She was a bodybuilder before she got into WWE.
Yeah.
That's what
well, she's Not anymore because of the whole pandemic and stuff, but I think she was still competing, like even during her time in WWE, because I think they promoted that a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, she did. Because she even comes out there doing her little the little round off move or whatever it is with the aerial. I think they call that an aerial.
I have no idea.
The no-handed cartwheel.
Surprisingly enough, I don't know a lot about bodybuilding.
I don't either, but I do like watching those bikini competitions. God damn, some of those girls are fine as hell. But God damn, do they dehydrate themselves for those things, man.
Mm-hmm.
They really, I mean, you can see veins, but I mean, and really they do. We were watching, were you in the group when we were watching with Bod once? And Beef and all those guys? We were watching the bikini competition right before it was the Arnold competition we were watching, I believe.
Potentially. I mean, I've spent a lot of time talking to those guys anyway, so I've heard a lot of stuff that goes on with that kind of lifestyle because they're both muscle heads.
Yeah, and they're well, I don't know. Bod's turned more into a biker dude, which I'm jealous.
Well, yeah.
I can't have a motorcycle.
Oh, he's
right
got
now.
a nice bike.
Oh, I wish I could get a motorcycle. I see him every day, and especially around here in the country, you see motorcycles every day. And I want one so bad, man. So bad. Not a crotch rocket. No,
he looks a little bit like if you put Braun Strowman in the dryer.
Oh.
Because, I mean, he's ripped, but he's not like 6'8". So he's like a normal person size.
I'm not going there.
Hey, I didn't make fun of the man. I love the guy.
Oh, shit. All right. Let's go ahead and get this knocked out here. Let me get these pulled up real quick, and we will go ahead and hit the old take your drunken ass home. And I'm not even drunk enough here. I got 2 beers left, and I will drink them before the end of the night. I get to sleep an hour late, getting up at 6:30, so it's like sleeping in for me. So there you go. And don't be sleeping in because you guys want to be checking out the high marks. That's right. You want to check out Cheeseman and Mojo and G-Wiz over there on the Mixler.com/Metal Network. That's right. 2 T's. I didn't stammer. I didn't stutter. Mixler.com/Metal Network. Check out those guys. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Times Sunday. And, of course, you've got the Inhumans. They are on the Inhuman Experience. It is Bobby Anthem and Bobby Blades. You definitely want to be subscribing to them wherever you're going to get your podcast from. Go ahead, check out Inhuman Experience. And, of course, Everything Unscripted Wrestling Podcast. It's Eric, it's Doug, it's Daniel. I talked about Daniel a little earlier, beginning of the show. He'll be joining me probably for a few of those movie shows that's going to come on back on Fridays. Just a little reminder there. And you can check them out. Blog Talk Radio, and once again, Everything Unscripted Radio, all the usual podcast platforms also. And Steve Milan sharing the show, and it's appreciated, sir. Thank you very much. Go show him some love over there at letterboxd.com/Steven Milan. Put 2 L's in that last name, Milan. He's over there reviewing films. Definitely go over there and look at some of those. Check them out. And, of course, you guys can find us Stitcher, iHeart, Spreaker, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, anywhere you find podcasts. Go ahead.
You got it. So Mondays, 8:30 p.m. on the Metal Met Podcast Network. You got Cheese on Sports with Cheese Man. Might still be on vacation this week. I don't know. Dirk's saying that they're on vacation Sunday, so maybe might also bleed into Monday. But anyways, more often than not, that is where you go subscribe to them anyway so that you can get that good content. Sundays, 10:30 a.m. on the Metal Pit Podcast Network on the Mixler Machine. You want to listen to Mo Dirk City Machine Guns with Mojo and with Dirk. And last but never least, be sure to check out our friends at Planet Raconteur. The Planet Raconteur podcast with Bobby Anthem, Papa Dave Sincere, and Young Nasty. Season 1 is complete. Season 2 is underway. Subscribe so that you will be kept up to date. You won't have to wait. So go ahead and participate by hitting that subscribe button.
That's right. Don't be late.
That's right.
All right. I like it. And once again, I mentioned our YouTube. Definitely join up over there because since this show is going back to one night a week on Wednesdays, you be expecting if anything does happen that we want to talk about, we're going to jump on YouTube to do those from now on. if anything happens that's crazy, an emergency or something, we'll do a emergency dirt sheet dudes or something. But we will be doing those more on YouTube throughout the, when they're not on Wednesday. Forgot to mention that earlier. So definitely get over to our YouTube over there, Dirt Sheet Dudes on YouTube. And there you go. On that note, Smark back here Wednesday. And again, we will be back on Friday night next week also. Again, not starting until September 3rd with the movie show on Fridays. So there you go. All right, Smark. What do you think, man? That's it?
That's it. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, everybody, enjoy the weekend. Thank you, chat room, for joining us tonight. Thank you, downloaders, for downloading the show. That's it. All love. Thank you. Smark. See you.
Adios.
If you don't know what to do with yourself, take your drunken ass home. Yeah!